It's time for high school football on the REV Game of the Week. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jeff Porsche, and I'll be joined by Patrick Email tonight. We are in Geismar on the campus of DUTCHTOWN High School, Griffin Field, for tonight's homecoming game between the visiting Covington Lions, 1-1 on the season, against the DUTCHTOWN Griffins, who are 2-0 on the season. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll get to the pregame activities and the coin toss, and then the opening kickoff. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
REV Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore, all to connect your business with the world. REV is about big business technology with small business personal service.
For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
B.T. Chapman and A.J. Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with DUTCHTOWN High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins!
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics. Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today.
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no-obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
Welcome back to the REV Game of the Week, Covington versus DUTCHTOWN, homecoming night for the Griffins. Jeff Porsche and Patrick Email with you. And as we get ready to see the DUTCHTOWN sound and the players head through the tunnel, I'm going to throw it to Pat here, and let's talk about the story of tonight's game, all the coaches' records and all of that good stuff.
Jeff, glad to be here with you, my brother. And tonight's the night that the chickens come home to roost. This homecoming. Coach Greg Sultan is 11th year, 63 and 51 overall. Coach Mastretta added 2 more wins to that 156 and 66 overall record. And before the season, he was 38 and 25. 2 wins this year for Coach Mastretta. Covington hoping to build on that 5 and 6 season, but that was 50-50, Jeff, and they're 1-1 this year. So they got to do something. Something's got to change for Covington tonight if they want to get back on a positive streak. And DUTCHTOWN 7-4 last year, currently 2-0 this week. Last week DUTCHTOWN wins 6-0, and Franklinton with a little bit of a surprise. They called it a big time win for Franklinton, 23-21 over Covington.
And when you look at that, that's the thing that stands out. And we're going to talk about this tonight on offense. You got a couple of injuries that may affect Covington, especially on offense, because we were told that the starting running back, number 7, David Harris, should be out, and Kylan Williams, his backup, is also injured. So we may be seeing the 2 and 3 running backs here tonight, and that could play a big role in what we see here this evening.
Jeff, in high school, a lot of times depth is an issue, and the little bit of research we've done, the number 2 and number 3, while the number 1 was a pretty good football player, and nobody likes to see a young man out, and he's a senior and with a significant injury, we believe, out tonight. But the backups are pretty good football players. As we talk throughout the game, we'll talk about some players moving around and players filling in and kind of the next man up, and Covington has a next man up at running back.
And they have a lot of good players on defense. They moved a couple of their best offensive players last season to defense, so we expect a strong defense tonight from the Covington Lions. And while we're waiting, we could talk about the all-time records between these two teams.
Dutchtown 7-1, overall 6-1.
6-1.
Looking to go 7-1 tonight. And that one loss was, I don't know if it was the best football game between the two. And of course, if you're a Dutchtown fan, you'll say a loss is never a good a good game. But when as far as competitive, it came down to the 1 foot line. Where Dutchtown was tackled on the last play of the game.
That was about 5 years ago, I think.
That was 17.
Yeah, about 7 years ago, 6 years.
Mastretta's first year.
Right, and that was an unbeaten Covington team, as a matter of fact, in the regular season.
So I think they've had at least one playoff. No, it was Slidell we played.
No, there was that year they played Slidell in the playoffs. They did have one playoff matchup. 42-34 was the final score. As you see, Covington heading out to the field, but it's been a series dominated by Dutchtown, as you said, and they've won 5 in a row, so they're looking for number 6. And overall, on homecoming, Dutchtown is 16-5. Last year, you may recall, they had an easy win against Live Oak. They won 28-0, and then 6 of their last 7 homecoming games have been shutouts. As you see, the Dutchtown Griffins about to head onto your screen. There you go with the cheerleaders. And Dutchtown in black tonight, black and white. Black uniforms, white pants, and white helmets. And so they are getting ready to get to the Dutchtown sound as you hear them playing the fight song. And after that, we expect Sheely Bell and the Dutchtown sound to give us the alma mater and the national anthem. So we are just moments away from the start of pregame activities.
Jeff, I like this Dutchtown uniform right here, black on white. It's I prefer it over the black on black. It's a good look for the Griffins.
I agree. So we're turning it over to Ted Babin, and we're getting ready for the prayer, alma mater, and national anthem.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our invitation tonight will be brought to you by Kinder Shank, a junior here at Dutchtown High School, a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and Athletic Training.
Please bow your head. Dear Heavenly Father, you need to stop moving for the ability to gather here together. I ask that your presence be with the players on the field, guiding them and protecting them as they play. May this game be an opportunity to glorify your name. God, I ask that you help everyone who wants to gratitude and humility in all circumstances. I ask that you help the players to know that their true worth comes from you and you alone. Father, I pray that you protect all participants, officials, and spectators throughout the night so that we may get home safely. In your name, I pray. Amen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem in Dutchtown alma mater, brought to you by the Dutchtown Sound.
And that's the conclusion of the band performance from Shealy Bell and the Dutchtown Sound. And the next thing we expect will be the coin toss from midfield. As you see the captains on the Dutchtown side getting ready to go out there. Chase Cangelosi, Carter Hanberry, Caden Mackey, and Dylan DeSherry. And while we do that, let's look at the results. We're going to look at the games next, or that are happening tonight. And so the games that are happening, one game has already happened last night. Last night, Santa Maria had the victory over John F. Kennedy by a score of 20-14. And the games tonight, Covington at Dutchtown, East Ascension at Destrehan, Liberty at Denham Springs, Bonneville at Live Oak, and Mandeville at Walker. So those are the games that are going to be taking place here tonight in District 5-5A, and now we'll take it to the coin toss, which is about to happen. And after that, we will introduce the starting offensive players for the team that will receive the opening kickoff. So you see a great shot right there. Looks like Covington won the toss. So it looks like Dutchtown is going to get the ball to start this game. Let's just verify that. So it looks like Dutchtown will be going from right to left. And yes, they will receive. And so while we get ready for the opening kickoff, we're going to take a look at the offensive starters for the home team, the Dutchtown Griffins, here on homecoming night. And you see it right there, the quarterback, number 12, Ethan Oakwin. And the backfield, you got Gary Dukes, the third. Three receivers, Tyler Adams, Logan Mayo, and Casey McCoy. Tight end, number 83, Dylan DeSherry. Offensive line, number 76, Aiden Gaho. Number 61, Jaden Green. Number 64, Chase Cangelosi. Number 71, Dawson Davis. And number 66, Taylor Graham. And so they will take the field after the opening kickoff, provided that there is no turnover. Don't want to jinx that. But we are just about ready for homecoming night, Pat.
Excited. You know, we worried about the Lions being a little Jekyll and Hyde. The one thing you can count on, no Jekyll and Hyde with Shealy Bell and the Dutchtown Sound, another solid national anthem and alma mater performance from the Dutchtown Sound.
That's right, and looks like Tyler Adams is the deep back for the Dutchtown Griffins. He stands alone at the 15-yard line, so it doesn't look like they're expecting a long kickoff right here. Sometimes you see Caden Mackey and Tyler Adams back deep, but it looks like Mackey is an up back at about the 35-yard line, right in the center of the field.
Yeah. Covington's kicker is not the special team not the strong suit of that game. Sky kick.
Yep, and Dylan DeSherry at the 35. Good job by the defense. I mean, by the special teams having some of their hands guys up there. But while we wait for the offense to set up, let's throw it to Patrick, and he's going to introduce the Covington defensive starters.
Covington running a 3-4 on defense. Lawson Champagne, number 99, big guy, 6'5", 260. Jamonte Bursch, 6'68", 5'11", 335 at the nose. And the D-line, number 93, 62, 230, Brian Jefferson. We'll get back to that in a second.
Handoff up the middle to Gary Dukes, and he gets a first down and more past midfield down to close to the 40-yard line of the Covington Lions, and it's a first down for the Griffins. And let's get back to the defense.
At linebacker, you have number 36, Josh Henderson, number 45, Chase Blackwell, 28, Connor Farris, and Bobby Barkley, number 38, secondary, 2, 12, 9, and 10, Jeremy Elzey, Caden Heck, Ryan Jones, and Brandon Coakley.
So first down for the Griffins. Thank you, Pat. And it's 1st and 10 from the 41 of Covington. And there's a little collision, and it's going to be Oakwin on the option keeper. And it looks like he's going to be stopped for No gain, maybe a yard, so it's going to be 2nd and long for Covington. And the guy you're looking for there on that defense, Coach, is number 99, Champagne. He's their kind of leader that we've been told about on defense.
Moved over from offensive tackle last year. Big kid, college prospect. Jeff, you didn't see Dylan Champagne was in at running back on that last play.
Absolutely. And on 2nd down, it's going to be another option keeper, but dragged down from behind by number 28, Connor Ferris, from that left outside linebacker position. It's going to be a gain of 1, so it's going to be 3rd and long for the Griffins.
Another little bit different look there, too, because that was number 6.
That's Harvey.
LaKeedron Harvey was at the kind of the slot position, came in on the run-pass option for the Griffins.
And 3rd down, there's a handoff straight to Dukes, and he's going to get about 5. It's going to be short of a 1st down. Let's see, they're going to spot him at about the 47, so actually it's a gain of 3. So he's going to be 6 yards shy of a 1st down. It's a punting situation as we look at the replay right there. And good job by the Covington defense wrapping him up, keeping him from getting a lot of yards.
Yeah, that was number 10, the safety. That was Brandon Coakley. That was the quarterback last year that came in and made that initial contact.
And Chase Blackwell also in on the tackle. And there's a punt from McCoy. And Covington telling everybody to get away, and it takes a Covington bounce. That looked like the wind blew that one forward, but there's not a lot of wind out here. It goes all the way to the 35. So
2 yard
great field position for Covington.
Jeff, when they ran the ball on 3rd down, my initial thought was they were going to go for it on 4th down from the inside the 40-yard line. They decided to punt, and DUTCHTOWN doesn't get a very good bounce, and that ball rolls back 2 yards.
So let's look and see what happens on offense as we'll get to the offensive starters for Covington after this play. 1st down, and it looks like Kylan Williams is in the backfield with Elsie, the quarterback. Shotgun. And a quick pass, incomplete, and we'll look at the offensive starters now for the Covington Lions. Quarterback is Jerome Elsie. He's number 3. And Kylan Williams, number 6 in the backfield with Justin Chapman. We expected to back him up, number 5. Receivers are Brandon Merrick and Jay-Sean Martin along with Justin Chapman. Offensive line, Abram Lewis, Juan Arenas, Ty Savan, Landon DeLotte, and Cameron McCann. And now it's 2nd and 10 for the Lions as they look to the sidelines for the call.
That's Coakley at quarterback, Jeff. The three went out the game.
Right.
Jerome went out the game.
So Coakley, a two-way guy tonight. Quarterback option keeper, and he gets about 3 and helmets on the ground as we now turn it to Pat to give us the DUTCHTOWN defensive starters.
DUTCHTOWN installing the 3-4. Multiple. 99 Zion Tremont. 0 Diego Spears, and no Josh Lewis at the right defensive tackle. Inside linebackers, outside linebacker Blake Bowie, Mason Miles, and Brennan Baker, 45 and 9 at the inside. Number 22 Carter Hanbury on the outside. Riker Rogers and Lathan Riley at the cornerbacks. Jeremy Jackson and Caden Mackey in the secondary.
And the flag is thrown, and the play clock did not run out, but it looks like the offense may have flinched right there, so it's a 5-yard penalty against the Lions.
That happened a lot of times because the quarterback had been playing defense, Jeff. He hadn't been playing a lot of offense, and while he started last year, getting back in there and getting that rhythm, sometimes it throws the offense off.
Yeah. And this time I think it may have been Spears gives him the 5 right back as he jumped into the neutral zone. And one of the things we want to bring up, with the absence of running back David Harris, and we talked to somebody with some knowledge about Covington football, and he said the quarterbacks they have aren't really passing threats. And so considering that they're losing their best running back, they may have Coakley in there to just try to move the ball downfield through the air.
Yeah, I would consider this an empty set, Jeff. You got the little sniffer back probably there to to pass protect, so they're going 4 wide, and they up top right here.
Yeah, and he is open, and it's good coverage, but incomplete, maybe out of bounds. And good defensive coverage. We're going to see on the replay, I think that was Lathan Riley on the coverage for the Griffins. As you see the pass deep downfield, it is Riley. And I think he just went out of bounds. That was Merrick, Brandon Merrick, the intended receiver for the Lions. I think he just got it out of bounds.
Yeah. If Dutchtown outside of the inside run that the Jamboree, East Ascension has some success, and North Shore had some success.
As you see the punt, and it's not a great punt either. It's going to be a little short, and a fair catch called for at the 40 by Caden Mackey. And so Dutchtown will begin its second possession of the night with pretty good field position, 8:02 left to go in the first quarter, no score. Last week we had 6-0 Dutchtown Ponchatoula. I would expect more points tonight. What do you expect here tonight, Coach?
Well, I told you in the talk in pregame that I thought Dutchtown would score more points, and after the first run by Dukes, I thought maybe they will, and then Covington's defense stepped up.
So they begin their second drive at the 40. Oakwind completes it to DeSherry for a short gain. Gets about 4. So it's going to set up a second and medium, 2nd and 6, which is pretty much what you want to do.
Yeah, Oakwind had trouble with his release point last week, Jeff, early on, and but that ball was right there. DeSherry, well, he didn't gain a whole lot of yards. He was open, and Oakwind put it on the money.
They'll call it 2nd and 7, 43-yard line. Duke's in the backfield, keeps it. He's going to get another first down. He's into the secondary. So that's his second big run of the night. That goes for about 10. So he's got 2 10-plus runs here tonight.
Nice run by Gary Dukes right there. You know, Gary, last week, week 3,
you know, I wonder if that's the lightning alarm.
That is the lightning alarm.
Yeah, we were wondering, and so the lightning has been detected because Dutchtown's headed to the locker room, and they're headed off the field. Covington is not aware yet. Now they're telling them to go to the locker room, and so the fans are going to have to clear too because metal bleachers out here. So we are expecting a delay of at least 30 minutes, and so we're going to take a break right here, and well, we're actually going to keep it going. So we're just going to stay on the field, but we're going to step away from the broadcast. Patrick and I are going to step out for a minute, and we'll be back. Our score is 0-0. 7:23 left to go in the first quarter. We'll be back after the lightning delay. So a weather delay happening here at Griffin Field. No score.
Attention fans, we must leave the stadium and work to your vehicle for this lightning delay. Please leave the stadium and go to your vehicle. The alarm system will beep 3 times when it's all clear to come back. Sorry for the inconvenience. Ladies and gentlemen, we're asking everyone to please leave the field, the stadium, and go to your vehicle until the 3 alarms come back to say it's all clear. Thank you.
welcome back. As you probably have not left if you've been waiting for this during the lightning delay, but we're going to welcome ourselves back, Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email, as we are getting ready. As you can see, the special teams practicing out there a little bit. You can see the long snapper and Casey McCoy out there practicing out about the 35-yard line. In the far corner, you got Covington getting kind of going through the calisthenics right there. And so we are expected to come back soon. Now, the bleachers you can see are still empty, but everybody is headed back. Just have to get the clear from the officers and everything. But the officials have basically cleared everything to resume in just a few minutes. But we can talk about what's happened out here so far, which is actually not much. We got about 5 minutes in, 4.5 minutes in, 7:23 left to go in the first quarter. We've had both teams go through their opening drives. Dutchtown received the opening kickoff, and they got into Covington territory after a long run by Gary Dukes. But after that, they could not go any further, and so they punted, and Covington took over, and very quickly a 3-and-out. Then they punted to Dutchtown, a short punt. Dutchtown got the ball back at about their 40, and that's where we are right now on about the second play from scrimmage on that drive. Gary Dukes busted a 10-yard run, and so Dutchtown had a first down into Covington territory, and that's kind of where we stand right now, Coach.
Yeah, Jeff. Dutchtown lost the toss.
Yeah.
They received the football. Covington special teams are not very good. Their kicker is not very strong. So in order to ensure that they don't get a kick returned against them, they sky kicked it. Dutchtown got it at the 34-yard line or so. Nice run by Gary Dukes to start. I thought Dutchtown had something rolling, and then Dutchtown kind of stalled on the next three, and then a punt, which you're punting from the 37-yard line, thinking you'll get it inside the 20. The ball hit inside the 20, and
it kicked big time
back. As a golfer, you would have been proud of the kickback, but the ball ended up at the 35-yard line, and so it was only a two-yard net on that. And as we watching Casey McCoy practice, he plays wide receiver, plays baseball. I'm sure when it comes to punting, it's probably third on his list of priorities.
Yeah.
But back there because he's a pretty good athlete. But Dutchtown gets a 3-and-out from Covington. Covington ran a couple quarterbacks, last year's quarterback, this year's safety, and they punted the football. Dutchtown got the ball at the 40-yard line, and then Gary Dukes broke another 10-plus-yard run, and then the siren went off, Jeff.
Exactly. We didn't know what it was. We were kind of like shocked. We thought the maybe fire truck had shown up or police officers were driving up or whatever, but it turned out to be the lightning alarm. Now, there was a tiny, tiny cell that was to the west of the Geismar area that set off one lightning strike, and we haven't had any lightning strikes since, because every time you get a lightning strike, they reset the clock. So we are planning, as you see Barry Whittington out there, the associate principal, talking it over with the officials. He's probably saying, hey, we got our people ready. We'll be ready to go shortly. And that's kind of where we are. Now, it's homecoming night, and that kind of puts everything – it's everything is still on schedule, but it puts everything behind on the clock at least, because now what would have probably happened in about 30 minutes from now is going to happen like an hour from now, as there's the alarm again. Don't tell me it's going to happen again.
I think that
are they testing it or what?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is all clear.
All clear. Okay, good. Thank you, Ted Babin. We saw Barry Whittington out there giving the signal, so I guess that was what he was talking over with the officials. Well, thank you, Barry.
Yeah, well, Barry's not only the associate principal, he's also in charge of safety and security on the campus, and that's probably his role tonight. That's why he's actively involved in that, while all the administrators are here tonight because of homecoming, and most of them are here on a Friday night anyway, with some exceptions. Maybe somebody's out of town for a particular reason, but I didn't realize 3 horn blows was the signal that everything's good.
We're learning stuff on the fly here. That's what we seem to do. We're good at that. We're teachers. We adapt, I guess. But as I was saying, homecoming, everything's still scheduled. We'll talk about the schedule because this is all part of our broadcast tonight. A lot of people were asking me on the faculty and in the Dutchtown area who could not come tonight for various reasons. They were saying, are we going to see the homecoming activities, the court and all that? And my answer is absolutely yes. At halftime, the first half of the halftime period is the presentation of the court and the announcement and crowning of the homecoming queen. The homecoming king, I don't believe, is announced until the dance on Saturday night, and so we're not going to get that. But we're going to see that part, and so we'll see all the live shots, and we'll see the crowning and all of that. And in the third quarter, we get the first interview with the newly crowned queen, so you'll be able to listen to that during the broadcast in the third quarter, and may even let her do some play-by-play if she's willing to handle that.
Miss Cascio says, she's tired of being the halftime guest.
But she's so good.
But because she thinks she can do play-by-play, so she's trying to get rid of me and give me time to drive the bus in the pregame.
Absolutely. Well, Joy Cascio is going to be our halftime guest after the homecoming court is presented and crowned. And so Joy will come up here and we'll talk about some of the things that happened, such as all the different color wars and the different dynamic duos and all the different dress up days and things like that, and the pep rally. The pep rally, it's kind of like tonight. They were all set up on the field. The Griffin Glide was going to happen around the track where all the homecoming ladies were going to be in their convertibles parading around the field, and then all of a sudden we had a lightning strike and a downpour, and we had to move everything to the gym. And so the actual homecoming prep rally moved from Griffin Field to the gym. But I tell you what, they adapted very well, and it was very seamless, the transition out there. I was out there to watch everything, and it was great.
I wasn't there in person, Jeff. I was at the theater, Baton Rouge, watching some Dutchtown Griffins perform in Greece.
Yep.
Their opening night is tonight, but from what I saw on social media and the comments and the Atta Girl, Atta Boys for Stacy Roberts and Laura Freyu and Joy Cascio, among others that were responsible for making that happen Wednesday, was a tremendous job. And hopefully the convertibles didn't get any water in the inside of them. It was a pretty good downpour, Jeff, besides the lightning that happened.
Exactly. So we're back to action. Looks like we're going to set up 1st and 10 for the Dutchtown Griffins. The last run was a Gary Dukes run for a first down, 10-yard carry. And so we are almost ready. We got to get the flag crew set up. And fans are still slowly rolling into the stadium, so they might miss a play or two.
You said flag. You talking about the chain crew? The chain crew,
yes. I keep on. I said earlier that Dutchtown had white helmets on, so you never know what I'm going to say out here. But looks like we're ready to go. 7:23 left to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 from Dutchtown there in the midst of their second drive of the night. To recap that one more time, Dutchtown got the ball first, punted. Covington had a 3-and-out, punted to Dutchtown, and we are 2 plays into their second drive of the night, which is kind of amusing. Well, I mean, not exactly amusing. I guess it's not the right word, but we're going to play for another minute and 23 seconds, and then at 6 minutes we're going to have another break for the hydration break. But by then the fans ought to be pretty much ready, so we'll see. We are ready to go. 1st and 10 for the Griffins at the 47. Big run, and they're going to miss a touchdown from LaKeedron Harvey. Touchdown, Griffins.
Yeah.
Untouched.
Jeff, I was about to say last week when we left you LaKeydron Harvey's kind of in the doghouse. He put the ball on the ground, and we didn't see a whole lot of him the last quarter and a half last week. But right there, you can see why they want to get him out of the doghouse and get him on the field and get him some touches.
Right. He fumbled in the opening drive of the second half against Ponchatoula, and that's what caused it to happen. And when you look at him, he's an inside running back. He's a big body guy, but he's also a track star, so he's got lightning speed. And you saw that right there as the extra point from Cardona is good. It's 7-0. Dutchtown strikes first. 7:13 left to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Dutchtown. You are watching the REV Game of the Week.
Great news, North Shore businesses. We're here. We are REV, a telecommunications provider with powerful solutions and unmatched local support. This means you get the power of a fiber network for superior operation of your internet, phone, and security services. You can focus on your customers and growing your business while knowing that REV is backed by support teams born and raised in Southeast Louisiana. Call today or visit us at letsrev.biz to get started for only $59.
7-0 Griffins on the 47-yard run by LaKeydron Harvey. That maybe about a third of the Dutchtown fans missed because they were rolling back into the stadium after the lightning delay. And here's Cardona's kick. Taken at the 10. And we'll cut inside to the 20. And taken down there, that's Jerome Elsie. No, that's Jeremy Elsie. We got Jerome Elsie at 3 and Jeremy Elsie at 2. That's the defensive back, Jeremy Elsie. And there's a flag on the play, so this may be pushed back.
That's usually half the distance from the spot, but that spot was at the 33. So
yeah, the flag is all the way down.
He received it about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, nearly overran it. He had to catch it near his helmet.
Yeah, that was a good camera shot, Jeff. Evidently they opened up the cafeteria for fans to go in.
Yeah.
And they were lining their way back in between the cars coming back in the parking lot.
So the call's a personal foul. That's a half the distance for sure. Don't know what it was. They just signaled personal foul. So they're in a hole now, 1st and 10 from the 10, and they're already in a hole trailing 7-0 with 7:04 left to go in the first quarter, and it looks like Elsie's back in at quarterback. And on first down, run up the middle, not much. Into a big group of Griffin defenders as you see the replay. And that looks like number 5, Chapman, got the carry right there. And you see brought down. Did not see the number down there, but 2nd and 8.
Somebody from the edge.
Yeah, that may have been oftentimes Josh Lewis from that right side. But I'm not sure. May not have been his number.
It wasn't Carter. It wasn't Riker. Is 25 playing?
I believe so.
26, 25?
Yeah, it's a pass intended for number 13, incomplete, Amari Smith, but 2 Griffins on defense on the coverage. That's Hanbury and Jackson.
Highland Rents is playing outside backer. Is that 25 or 26?
It may be because I had heard that Blake Bowie may be injured and out tonight. So he may be coming in and out. He might play a little bit more. As I see Highland Ritz, he is listed as a DB, but he's playing in that outside position that Bowie usually plays. 3rd down, and we have a whistle.
They sent both of them.
And he's signaling against Covington, so that's going to be a 5-yard. Oh, no. Oh, encroachment on Covington, Ted. I think it's offsides, right? Or false start. He said encroachment, so I immediately thought he meant defense, but that's on the Lions. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
And that's going to be a challenge for the offensive line, Jeff. We talked about it earlier with quarterbacks switching in and out, different cadence. Nobody calls it the same. Downset hut comes out different for multiple people.
3rd and 13 is the ball now at the 8. And this is danger territory right here with a shotgun quarterback. You don't want to have an errant snap right here, and you don't want to get sacked in the end zone. So it's a dangerous moment here early in this game. 6:17 left to go in the first.
Chance for a screen right here. Something.
They're looking maybe right up the middle screen, and not going to get the first down, but got decent yardage. I believe that was number 6, Williams, on the catch. It's going to bring up 4th down. So that's going to be a gain of about 7. It's going to be 4th and 6. So that every little bit helps when you're punting. As you talked about, the punting game for Covington is not strong.
Yeah, no punter likes to be standing in the purple.
Now, there's 5:45 in running here, so we may have foregone the hydration break since we had the long break. As it's a line drive punt, and it's going to turn out pretty well. Net 35 approximately, as you see number 8, Grayson Frederick, down in the ball at the 46, and that's about the best outcome you could have hoped for right there.
Well, Covington is going to have if they don't get any drives offensively, they're going to have a tough time flipping the field. Dutchtown's got a good enough kicker if they score points, they're gonna pin Covington deep, and of course if you get penalties, it helps. And that punt, they can't punt their way out of a hole, so they're punting from the 15-yard line, and Dutchtown's already at the line 46-yard line.
So it's 1st and 10. Gary Dukes in the backfield. Harvey got the touchdown run on the last play from scrimmage for the Griffins. And this time it's Dukes. And he's found some daylight earlier this evening, and he's going to find enough to get about 4 or 5 on that play.
Yeah.
Let's look at the replay.
Three carries. He's averaging over 8 yards a carry.
Yep, he's taken down from behind by Chase Blackwell, number 45. We were told he was one of the guys to look out for on defense at that linebacker spot. 2nd and we'll call it 7. 5:03 left to go. Like I said, we probably have foregone the hydration break because of the long lightning delay. Quick pass, complete, breaks a tackle. I think that's McCoy on the far side. He's going to get about 4 or 5. So it's going to be 3rd and short. That is Casey McCoy, the receiver, and the punter. So just a little quick, try to set up the little screen right there, and good job by number 28 on defense, Connor Ferris, dragging him down, 3rd and 3. And that's Harvey, and that's close. I'm going to wait to see what they call before I indicate that it's a first down. Got burned last week.
Definitely.
They're saying 4th.
I think he's short. He ran more lateral than he did vertical right there, Jeff. He only gained a yard or so it's 4th and 2.
Yep. So they seem to not hesitate. They're going for it. And Harvey's going to stay in the backfield. He is to the right of the quarterback, Oakland, out the shotgun. Movement on the line, no flag. Keeper, 1st down. Good job by Oakland. He made the right call on the read right there.
Yeah. Last week, Oakland running the football, Jeff, was the difference in the second half of Dutchtown being able to move the football.
See number 45, Blackwell with the shoestring tackle. Could have gotten more if he could have got free of that. 1st down from the 35. 7-0 Dutchtown. And there's Harvey. Tries to dive over Blackwell. That guy's really active here on this series so far. Picks up about 2 at 2nd down and 8. And that's a couple of guys we were told to look out for. Champagne, number 99, and Blackwell, number 45. And they both made impacts here tonight.
5'8", 185 junior linebacker for Covington. They flip-flop in their defensive end. They're not playing one side. But I don't see Lawson Champagne in the game. They got number 50 at defensive end.
And that's a keeper. And number 10 with the shoestring tackle, Coakley. We saw him in a couple of plays at quarterback. Like you said, he was a quarterback last year. That's going to get about 5 or 6, and it's going to be 3rd and 2.
Yeah, safeties don't like to be involved in that, especially one that was a quarterback probably doesn't care to be part of the tackling machine.
Yep.
But I'll have to look for Champagne. What?
He may be out because you're right. I don't see him, and he hasn't made an impact since that first drive, I don't believe. And there's Harvey again, first down. Breaks a tackle to the 15, and the Griffins are in the red zone for the first time tonight. 1st and 10 with 2:04 left to go in the first.
Well, Lakedron looks good running the football, Jeff.
Yeah, I think he's got a little fire under him. I talked to him the day after. I saw him at school after the game last week, and the last time he played in that game, he fumbled. And I said, "Man, what happened?" He was upset, and he lit a fire under himself, obviously, tonight. Now you're going to see that big 68, 335 wrapping up Gary Dukes.
Yeah, Jamonte Bursch, 5'11", 335.
We saw a guy like that for Ponchatoula, and he wreaked havoc all night last week. Dutchtown has a problem with the big monsters down there.
Well, I mean, even if you're strong, it's hard to move 335 pounds. And when they're trying to go against you.
Yep. And there's a quick pass and just misses. I think that's to Sherry. Yes, it is.
It was.
And I think that was Coakley who nearly dove to make an interception. Let's see the replay. Let's see how close Coakley came to that. Quick pass just off, and no, nearly made the diving grab.
Yeah. Well,
quarterback.
We saw that play last week, and then we saw Ponchatoula shut it down, Jeff, and they didn't go back to it after 2 tries. And while that one wasn't overthrown like last week, but he also hit DeShari in the money, that was just a little ahead. Like DeShari slowed down on the route.
Yeah. 3rd down and 11, and it's going to the end zone. A fade to Dukes, and he was not home. That one was thrown a little too quick for him. And it's going to bring up 4th down at the 17. It looks like Manuel Cordona is going to come in and try a 34-yard field goal.
Jeff,
talk about it.
This may have been a screen because you got 71 for the Griffins. Dawson Davis, he was
ineligible downfield. When you say
he was wide open, and so the timeout right here, Jeff. My first thought when I saw that was that they were going to swing it to Harvey.
So it's actually a penalty, not a timeout. Encroachment. But, yeah, something looked odd there because I did notice and waiting when I saw Davis, when you brought it up, I was thinking, well, wait, that's a pass. He's way past the line of scrimmage. And now it's going to be that's a 28-yard attempt from the left hash. Cardona, he's got the leg, and is good. And so that makes our score 10-0 with 54 seconds left to go in the first. Dutchtown extends the lead. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Advantage Physical Therapy, SCC Heating and Cooling, Tata Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing Buick GMC, Hollis Orthodontics, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation.
8 yards.
Probably. We're back. 52 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email with you. It's 10-0. Dutchtown leads Covington, and Dutchtown will kick off to the Lions as we approach the end of the first quarter. Cardona to kick. This one's a little bit better, taken at the 10. Handled better. And a quick burst up to the 27-yard line. That's LZ again. And so, nice return for the Lions.
All right, Jeff. I told you I thought that would be more scoring. 67% more scoring.
You must be a math teacher.
Oh, yeah, did the numbers.
Well, I'll let you handle those duties for sure.
Well,
But,
low ACT training the last 2 days for myself and.
Yeah, and I want to do a little shout out to Cardona because he's 2 for 2 right now, has the extra point and the field goal. He's the new kicker this year. Roussel not kicking right now for the Griffins, and he's done a good job here tonight in his place. 1st and 10 at the 28. And there's a quick pass, wide open but dropped. Got it to Martin, but you had Jackson, Hanbury, and number 7, David Harris, all there on the number 7, Lathan Riley on the coverage.
They're playing man-to-man out there.
He had a little room he had a little space, let's just say that. The pass was on target.
That's 17, Jeremy Jackson.
And that's Coakley who threw the ball. He's still in a quarterback as Hanbury tries to track him down. Cannot, but Jeremy Jackson wraps him up after a short gain on what might be the final play of the first quarter. Let's look at the replay, Coach. Good job by Hanbury stringing him out, right?
Yeah, Hanbury would like to flatten that out just a tad, and instead of kind of getting on a shoestring, he could have got a whole shoe and got him down, but did a good job of forcing the ball to bounce, and the defense was able to pursue it.
3, 2, 1. Will not get the play off. I don't think they were intending to do that. And so the first quarter is over. A successful quarter for the Dutchtown Griffins. They lead Covington on homecoming night 10-0 at the end of the first. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
Great news, North Shore businesses. We're here. We are REV, a telecommunications provider with powerful solutions and unmatched local support. This means you get the power of a fiber network for superior operation of your internet, phone, and security services. You can focus on your customers and growing your business while knowing that REV is backed by support teams born and raised in Southeast Louisiana. Call today or visit us at letsrev.biz to get started for only $59.
Second quarter ready to begin. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email with you. It's 10-0. Dutchtown leads Covington, and this is what we expected from Dutchtown on offense. Power running, got the touchdown from Harvey, and he had nice running by Gary Dukes, and that's what Dutchtown's bread and butter is.
They've played 4 times 10 anyway. If you do, that's more math for you, Jeff. That would be an outstanding game for the Griffins.
So a 47-yard touchdown run by Lakedron Harvey, and that's the touchdown in the first quarter. Third down pass overthrown. You had good pressure by Diego Spears, and Lathan Riley overthrows the intended receiver, and it's 4th down and 8 in a punting situation. Let's look at the pressure on the replay.
Yep.
Spears came nearly unblocked.
Yep, number 45. Mason Miles right there on that little tunnel screen, slip screen. And also number 60 was playing outside backer for the Griffins, Brandon Smith.
Yeah. So we're not going to probably see Bowie tonight. And the punter, Brady Graham, number 15, and it's a short punt, and Dutchtown will get the ball near their turf as we see number 60, Brandon Smith, acrobatic move to stay away from that ball. That would have been a disaster for the Griffins.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Vito is talking to him right now. Why are you going in that direction? When you see the ball on the ground, run the other way.
Yes.
You have 60 on your back, not 6.
Yep. Now, he's a pretty athletic guy. I've talked to him a couple of times, but he showed his athleticism right there, getting away from it. But he's not a halfback, that's for sure. 1st and 10 from the 49 of the Lions, and Gary Dukes with a big hole. And this is what we did not see last week against Ponchatoula. Their big guys kind of stuffed the run, but big holes up the middle tonight.
Well, that's Dukes got 3 runs over 10 yards. He's knocking on the door of 50 yards and about 4 or 5 carries.
Well, they're going to say 9.5. Halftime, East Ascension 7, Destrehan nothing.
Halftime?
How about that? Try to pull off the shocker against the state champions. And they're going to go downfield wide open. Caught by Mayo as the safety leaving a big cushion down there, and that's, I believe, Coakley makes the tackle. 1st down, Griffins.
Puts that cornerback in cover 2 in a bind, instead of sinking and taking the deep guy, the nice throw in the hole in the cover 2 zone, which is kind of deep on the outside.
Perfect explanation right there, Coach. And there's a quarterback keeper. Oakland gets about 8 inside the red zone. The Griffins are to the 13-yard line, so we gain a 6.
A good balance by Dutchtown right now. Running backs carrying the football, quarterback carrying it, a couple wide receivers, different carries. Good mixture by the OC.
2nd and 4. So we'll call that Mike Janis with the play calls right there. Pass to Adams, and that was not near the receiver as Elsie had the coverage. That's Jeremy Elsie, and it's 3rd down.
I'm looking whether or not the ball was tipped or not, Jeff.
I don't think so. I think it was just incomplete.
The defensive end over there, that's number 50, I think, once again, still playing the defensive line.
Adron Jackson. 3rd and 4, and a quick pass to Mayo, and he's going to get a 1st down. He is near the end zone. Nice dive. Gets maybe an extra yard or 2. They're going to say he's down at about the 1.
Well, I can tell you, it's not hard to figure out why Coakley's playing defense, Jeff. He's all over the field.
Yep.
Got a nose for the football.
Absolutely. As he probably kept that from getting points right there. 1st and goal from about the 1.5.
Dukes wants the ball right here, Coach.
You're right about that. And he gets in. But a flag. This may be coming back. I see DeSherry on the ground, and it is a hold. I saw DeSherry with a couple of guys around him. I don't know if he was the guilty party.
That flag wasn't anywhere near him. That flag's standing by the referee about 2 yards deep.
Yeah.
More of the right side of the line of scrimmage.
Could be. This could be a big moment in the game if Covington can hold. We talked about Dutchtown's offensive coordinator, Mike Janis. Covington's defensive coordinator is Chris Blocker. He was a coach at Fontainebleau for a long time, and he's come back to Covington to be the DC, and he's got a big job in front of him right now. Could be a big momentum switch in the ball game if he can make a stop. 1st down, and not much. Looks like 36. Josh Henderson coming in from behind to wrap up Oakland.
Yeah, it takes a little while to feel out your personnel, and you could see that last year when Matt House trying to feel out LSU's defensive personnel and the Florida State game, even still this year, Jeff, after 1 year, early in the season, trying to figure that out.
Yeah. And they made some switches. We talked about Champaign moving to defense as we see a false start here against Dutchtown. So Dutchtown kind of self-destructing right here. Gary Dukes got in the end zone. The holding call was made by the officials and pushed him back 10 yards on 1st and goal from the 11. Short yardage and now a penalty.
Yeah. Nobody likes to be 2nd and goal from the
16. That's what it looks like, 16.5-yard line. Gary Dukes is in the backfield.
Play clock down to 4.
Gets it off. Looking left and tried to get Tyler Adams, I believe, but that pass just out of reach.
No, that was Mayo.
It was Mayo. You're right.
Him and Dukes were kind of right there. They kind of flooded the zone right there. And just off the fingertips.
This could be a big momentum switch right here, Coach.
Dutchtown probably trying to get 7 or 8 right here. I would look for Dukes to get the football, see if he can get him inside the 10, and Dutchtown maybe kick another field goal right here.
Cardona should have the leg for it. Looking left, little slip screen, and they're going to lose a couple of yards. It's going to be 4th down from the 19, and that's Mayo again. They have definitely a connection, as I believe that's his 4th target tonight.
That's a different type of screen. Mayo started on an out route, spun back to the inside.
I think they got a generous spot there.
They're going to kick it.
Yeah, this is going to be about a 36-yarder, 35. Left hash, that's where he wanted it probably. He was successful on his last attempt from the left hash. Dutchtown trying to get to 13 points. Kick is up, and it's going to be close. It's a little bit short and wide right. And so pencil that in as a momentum shift potentially right there as Chris Blocker and the Covington defense makes a stand. After putting the ball in the end zone, Dutchtown called for a holding penalty. They wind up with no points.
That's a big stop for Covington. Their offense hadn't been doing a whole lot. Dutchtown sticks it in right there, and Covington's kind of reeling, but they hold them.
Yep, and Dutchtown kind of stopped themselves right there with the penalties. First down from the 20. That's where the ball is spotted after a missed field goal attempt.
Ball got in the end zone.
Yep, and you got no points out of it. Elsie at quarterback, complete for about 5 or 6. I think that was Chapman.
Had a blitz off the edge.
Actually, that was Williams. Second down, empty backfield, 5 receivers.
Kind of the tight end playing a little bit on the edge.
Yeah, on that right edge.
Maybe looking for Hanbury to.
And a quick pass, complete again, and that's a first down. So I think that's the first down of the night, if I'm not mistaken. Justin Chapman on the reception. Chapman, excuse me.
Good job of getting the ball out quick. Dutchtown sending 5. Forcing their secondary to make one-on-one tackles.
1st and 10 at the 34. Dutchtown was on the doorstep of making it 17-0. In fact, they potentially did, but a touchdown by Gary Dukes called back. No points on the drive, and now Covington gets a first down. And Elsie's got all kind of time. He throws downfield, got a receiver as a DB falls down, but cannot reach number 13, Amari Smith, as Jackson fell down.
There's no worse fear when you're the DB and there's nobody behind you.
Yeah,
and you fall down.
And Dutchtown just got called for a personal foul. Dutchtown playing sloppy right now. That's 3 penalties in the last 3 or 4 minutes for the Griffins.
Yeah, that was personal foul. Give them a.
They're going to mark it from the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be approaching Griffin territory for the first time tonight. Oh, they're going to call it a 10-yard penalty, it looks like. So the 44 still approaching midfield. 1st and 10. This is Covington's first forward momentum on offense tonight.
Yeah, one of the only points that Dutchtown's given up. They've only given up 16 on the young season, and one was because the DB fell down.
Dodged a bullet right there as just overthrown. First down and strung out and cuts inside, and that's Chapman again.
Ball's on the ground?
May have been, but it looks like they recovered.
I think they called him.
Or maybe they whistled him down. Can't do anything about that. Yeah, the ball was down. Ball was out, but I think he was already down.
Hanbury, I think, forced it. Was right there. Good job at getting a 2-yard gain out of that, Judge. That could have been a 2-yard loss.
At least.
Nice job by number 5, Justin Chapman, senior running back, kind of from the slot to the running back.
Yeah, he's carrying the load here tonight for Covington. As now another deep pass, and he's open and caught at the 31-yard line. First down for the Lions, and that's Chapman again. He's their starting running back, but he's more effective from that receiver spot, Coach.
Yeah, they're playing a 2 read, I think, is what they're playing, or cover 2, and good job of running the smash route. And quarterback getting it to him on time.
6:13 left to go, approaching the hydration break. As Jerome Elsie Was not advertised as a passing quarterback, but he's doing a good job here on this drive. And there's another deep pass, and the timing route just incomplete. Led him a little bit too far, and it falls harmlessly to the ground.
Coakley coming back in at quarterback. Jeff, that didn't miss by much. He had a step on the DB.
Yeah, that was number 4, Jay-Sean Martin. 2nd and 10, now Coakley at quarterback, as you very observant on that right there, as you see him with now Justin Chapman in the backfield, not set up as a receiver, and it's going to be a keeper. And Coakley gets to the 30. That's going to be a couple. And now we're going to have a hydration break. And we'll keep it here. And we're going to talk about the district records in District 5, 5A, as Dutchtown trying to keep pace with Sanamaw, as they're 2-0 and they lead 10-0 right now. Sanamaw had to win last night against John F. Kennedy 20-14. It wasn't easy, though, Coach, as in the fourth quarter, JFK was driving for the go-ahead touchdown, but a nice interception at the line of scrimmage stopped the drive, and Sanamaw was able to hold on. East Ascension trying to get their first win tonight. They're winning, Coach.
Well, they got handled pretty good in the first week against Zachary. It was close early. Zachary pulled away. Then once again against West Monroe, I think that score. Well, they came back because they were down 13-0.
They made it very respectable.
And then of course Destrehan, I mean, state champion, outstanding program on the road, great atmosphere. There with the Wildcats, they do a tremendous job, and Coach got to be pretty happy at EA to see a little growth happening.
So we are halfway through the second quarter. Remember, at halftime, we're going to get the presentation of the homecoming court.
5 out the backfield right here.
Yep.
Quarterback.
And they had a good eye on him, and he's going to be sacked, as that's number 60. We talked about him a couple of times. That's Brandon Smith.
Yeah. They tried to run a little option route with Davis, who's been that go-to guy. Not Davis, with Chapman. Kind of came out the backfield, loop, and then he ran a quick slant, and momentarily he was open, but quarterback didn't have a chance under tremendous pressure from the Griffins.
The initial pressure came from Diego Spears. No surprise there. Coach Mastretta campaigning for him to get some looks by some schools earlier in the newspaper this week. Deep pass downfield, and it is knocked away by Lathan Riley. No flag, as that ball just hung a little bit too long, I think, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah. That was
not sure
undercut it. Nice play right there by Riley. Just undercut it.
I think that was number 14, Jawan Brock, intended receiver.
Almost came up with an interception. I think last week, LSU had a tip ball down there on a long pass against Grambling, where somebody came up with their first interception of the season.
And so it's a turnover on downs.
That was Sunday. It was Mays.
Yep. As the handoff to LaKeedron Harvey, no gain.
Running hard. Nothing to show for it right there.
They're going to say he lost about half a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 11 as the defensive line stiffens.
Yeah.
I think that's 36.
Number 68 right there. Didn't make the tackle, Jeff.
Yeah.
But Mr. Bursch in the middle controlling.
And Josh Henderson was able to wrap him up afterwards. 2nd and 11. And a quick pass to DeSherry. There's that little quick pop up the seam, and this time it's complete, and it goes to midfield.
Got a flag on the play.
Yeah, this may come back. That was the first time they connected in the last couple of weeks on that route.
Ineligible downfield.
I think that's a I think the officials were coached by the Covington side on that after it was missed on a previous drive.
That was a quick replay. Let's see it again if we can see that replay again, see if we can catch the lineman that's downfield.
Yeah, that looked like any
Cangelosi,
inside.
maybe.
Yeah, I think it was Cangelosi.
Kind of hard to miss him, Coach. He's
a big guy. There was definitely one downfield. It wasn't as obvious as the previous one that was missed.
Yeah, no.
4:08 left to go before halftime, 10-0. And a low snap taken and the handoff to Harvey, trying to get free, but he cannot. As taking a grab and hold, number 9.
Ryan Jones, the safety, 5'9", 160, junior.
3rd down and 12. And, Coach, this game has turned very quickly. As it scores 10-0. Dutchtown still comfortably ahead, but it nearly got to the point where it was 17-0 as a touchdown was called back. And since then, Covington's done pretty well on offense, and now Dutchtown a little bit slow on offense.
Overthrown by a yard, and this game could be 10-7.
Yep. And there's a little quick pass to Harvey. Good tackling. I'm impressed with the tackling on this Covington side. As that's a little guy. I think that's number 20. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe no, number 30. Number 30. Christian Rishu, junior linebacker.
38. That's Bobby Barkley, maybe.
Okay. Hard to see because the number was kind of
scrunched up, unless 30's on the top up there on the punt.
Some pressure, but McCoy gets it away. It's a good punt and a fair catch at the 35-yard line by number 12, Caden Heck. So 2:44 left to go before halftime, and I want to remind you that at halftime we have the presentation of the homecoming court and the crowning of the queen, and then we'll talk to Joy Cascio, who is one of the Dutchtown teachers who helps out with the student council, and she'll talk about all the things that have happened this week. And in the third quarter, we're going to get an interview with the homecoming queen. So all that's coming up. And the Dutchtown Sound will perform after the game. We will be covering that live as well. So that's it's a big night here at Dutchtown, and a lot of things happening.
Yeah, I'm seeing the parents and the court should be lining up. I'm seeing last year's queen on the sideline.
1st and 10, lots of time. Now it breaks down, and it's picked. Carter Hanberry.
Jeff, I told you I expected a big game out of Carter Hanberry.
And a celebration flag. Dutchtown's going to go back 15. But it's a great play, just jumping the route.
I'm curious.
I don't know. Maybe it's because somebody came off the bench. I don't know. It's a questionable. But it's a point of emphasis, though, I'm sure, around here with the sportsmanship.
You know, and I understand that because I'm not that guy, but I don't think there was any Covington players on this side of the field that was.
No, I think it was an excessive celebration where somebody came off the bench and kind of did that little hip bump with him.
Wow, that's 20 yards.
So it's a big flip of the field there for field position. Dutchtown had the ball in Covington territory. And now all day, deep pass. Adams has that's a Mayo, I think. No.
Mayo,
that was Mayo. Mayo and Adams are both deep. And it looked like Mayo ran the post, and that was his choice, but it just falls incomplete.
Just a tad overthrown. Good protection up front.
So you had Adams on the go and Mayo on the post, and both guys had a step, but it falls incomplete. Dutchtown hadn't gone vertical much until tonight. They had one successful pass downfield to Mayo earlier.
Well, Jeff, after turnover, a lot of times you see.
Yeah, the home run ball.
Yep.
And there's that little route to DeSherry, and you knew that was coming to the 30, to the 20. He's going to outrun the secondary and score. Touchdown, Dylan DeSherry from 57 yards.
In the stat sheet, that looks like he threw it 47.
Yeah, it looks like that post route, right?
Like
that was not a post. That was that quick pop up the seam. And got through the secondary. That's the tight end outrunning the secondary. Jimmy Graham-esque.
Yeah. Now, who that's looking to go 2-0 Monday night?
Absolutely. And it's 16-0. Extra point, Cardona got it. 2:11 left to go, and it's 17-0 Griffins. We'll take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Great news, North Shore businesses. We're here. We are REV, a telecommunications provider with powerful solutions and unmatched local support. This means you get the power of a fiber network for superior operation of your internet, phone, and security services. You can focus on your customers and growing your business while knowing that REV is backed by support teams born and raised in Southeast Louisiana. Call today or visit us at letsrev.biz to get started for only $59.
Dutchtown goes vertical. Jeff Porsche with Patrick Email at 17-0. 57-yard touchdown to DeSherry. They get those points back after the touchdown gets called back on a penalty.
Almost 200% more points.
Yep. Cardona to kick. And that may go out of bounds. And that's a great job by, I think that's 83. Down there, no, there's no 83 on the roster. It's somebody down there. He thought about picking it up, but he just let it roll right past, and they'll get the ball. They get to 35, right?
35. You know, that's a backbreaker, Jeff, for Covington. That touchdown by Dutchtown, because Covington had gotten that stop.
Mm-hmm.
Then they throw a pick. Dutchtown gets excessive celebration. They try to go up top and miss, and then they come back and hit DeSherry on a can we say it's a staple of the Griffin offense?
That is their money play. That's the play that they love to do, and you saw it last season. They popped a big one against Denham Springs with that play, and I'm sure they did it once or twice in other games as well, and they've tried it 2 or 3 times this season. That's their best receiver. Their most experienced one. Pressure, sacked. You want to see who that is. It's actually number 26, Highland Rents, playing for Bowie tonight.
You're seeing a lot of new Griffins, Jeff.
Yep.
We haven't seen Rents at all. We hadn't seen Brandon Smith at all until tonight.
Right. But everybody's stepping up when it's next man up on that defense. And pressure, setting up the quick pass. And it looked like Hanbury was ready to jump another route. That one intended for Merrick. 3rd down, 3rd and 15. And this is danger zone here with 1:38 left to go for Covington. You don't want to have a turnover, but you also don't want to have a quick 10-second 3 and out.
Yeah, give Dutchtown a chance to
put more points.
You know.
Yep.
Brandon Smith using his speed, Jeff, against the big fella, number 75, Abram Lewis, 6'7", 310.
It's a big guy.
At the left tackle.
And the deep pass downfield, and it is incomplete.
Ooh. Through the breadbasket?
Looked like it. I don't see a flag.
Is that Coakley running a wide receiver?
Not sure. I think that was on the coverage, Riker Rogers. He's made some nice plays this season. And they are gonna assess a penalty, so it must have been a pass interference call.
I'm looking to see who the ball intended.
Yeah, you can't see it on the other side.
It looks like 10.
Yeah, could be Coakley.
So Coakley's played safety. He's played quarterback. He's played wide receiver.
So that's a 10-yard penalty, I believe, and that would make it. That's, I believe, assessed 10 yards from the line of scrimmage now.
Okay.
No, they're going 15 from the line, so it's going to be 3rd and 1.
You know, talking about Coakley.
And now they're going to say it's a first down. I don't know. I think they just decided it was close enough.
Yeah. We talked to people familiar with the programs that thinks Coakley has a chance to play at the FBS level.
Yep. And he's supposed to be a smart kid. That some good schools are looking at him. Another deep pass downfield. They love to go vertical, and that's some great coverage right there.
Caden Mackey.
Do we see a flag? No flag.
Tremendous coverage.
Yep.
On number 5, Justin Chapman.
I tell you what, some of these passes are on target. We were told that Covington really not a passing threat, but when they played with David Harris, it really didn't need to be. And now they're down 17-0. They need it, and this guy can definitely throw the ball vertically very well.
Jerome Elsey throwing the ball well.
2nd and 10. Pressure up the middle, and there's the big guy, Josh Lewis. Just broke inside. I think he did a little stunt from that end.
Ooh, got it rolled up on the
back. We have a potential injury right there.
That's the big tackle, Lewis.
Yeah, he might have been the guy that got burned right there.
No, I think Lewis after the sack fell on it from behind, Jeff, and that's where the Andrus Peets of the world gets rolled up on and get often entered as offensive lineman.
We're going to keep it here, and we're going to talk about the games last week that took place in District 5A as a big Thursday night in Livingston Parish. Denham Springs got the win. Live Oak got the loss. The 2 games on REV, you see DUTCHTOWN with the 6-0 victory over Ponchatoula, a hard-fought victory. West Monroe 34-20 over East Ascension. East Ascension fought but could not overcome a strong West Monroe team. Sandoval with the big win over Booker T. They're 3-0 right now, as a matter of fact. And Walker destroyed Fontainebleau 47-6.
Well, that's the Walker offense that I was expecting to see against Ponchatoula, because last week Ponchatoula came in having beaten Walker in week 1, and Ponchatoula showed last week they got a pretty good defense, Jeff. It's not
no, very good. I was impressed. They neutralized the power running game. DUTCHTOWN loves to run between those tackles, and they just stuffed it. 3rd down and 17. 55 seconds and running. Covington's in no hurry. DUTCHTOWN doesn't seem to want to stop the clock.
They got DUTCHTOWN in some sort of NASCAR package up front, Jeff.
It looks like they're just getting ready to go all out.
Well, you don't have a Diego in there and 44.
And look at that. Who's number 44? That's a new guy as well. That's Cam Washington. New linebackers everywhere.
He was actually at the defensive tackle position. Josh Lewis was the only one that was in there. Diego wasn't in there. Zion wasn't in there either. So on 3rd and 15, they put the NASCAR package in there and said, run it if you want.
And the clock is stopped at 34 seconds. So I believe DUTCHTOWN would be the likely team to call a timeout. Maybe just see if you can you roll the dice on the punt. See if you can block it. See if you can get a good return. That's the most likely scenario you're going to see right here. Now, again, DUTCHTOWN has a 17-0 lead, and I think we're just going to go with the play. The clock has stopped.
Well, I'm looking at the sideline, Jeff, and they're having a discussion, and they went after it, and they got it. Ooh.
Maybe got a hand on it, and it's going to take a Covington, or it's going to take actually a neutral roll, I guess you can say. DUTCHTOWN's got it at the 49, but not a lot of time, 23 seconds. I think they may have a timeout left.
I thought they got it. Can we see the replay of that punt? Boy, it sure looked like caught a Hanbury, and the group got really close to that ball.
Yeah, we may not have the replay there, but they were definitely close. That whole left side put a lot of pressure on the punter. Now, he went right with the punt, obviously, because of that.
23 seconds left to go in the half. I mean, I good field position. I would think Janice is going to take a shot.
Yeah, and Mayo is going to be the guy, most likely, number 3, because he definitely has a chemistry with the quarterback.
Hadn't gone to Tyler Adams yet, though. And Tyler can run pretty well. Let's see if he gets up.
Yep, he's looking left, pump fake, deep, and underthrown and out of bounds, I believe.
It was an out and up. Up top, you can see it. He runs the out, kind of pumps on the out, and somewhat of a back shoulder throw, and was out of bounds when he caught it.
15 seconds left on the clock. Probably 3 plays left.
According to that, 3 dots on the screen. Dutchtown has 3 timeouts.
I would assume they use one right before that punt, though. Pressure. Gets away. He's
got
going to
a long
run,
way.
and
He
he's
got
got
a-
a lot of room, and he'll get out of bounds at the 30. So smart play, and they probably still have time for 2 plays. But now you got a shot at the end zone right here with 8 seconds left. So pretty sure that Oakland can get it 30 yards downfield, really about 35, 36 when you consider he's going to be dropped back into pressure. So let's see. They've got 4 on the line. They've got 4 DBs, 5 DBs, 2 linebackers. And they're going to do the quick route to DeSherry. He wasn't even looking, and that should have been picked.
Well, if he catches it, he may score.
Yeah. I think that's Ryan Jones that got his hands on it. Was behind him. So now with 3 seconds left, you do the Hail Mary to the end zone. And so Destrehan has tied EA in the third. 7-7. So here comes the Hail Mary. Drops back, no pressure, steps up. Now there's pressure, goes into the end zone, and it's going to be picked. And look out. This is Coakley, I think, and he can run. And he's got lots of room. It's not Coakley, it's 38. And they're able to stop him. That's Bobby Barkley.
Gary Duke's on the tackle.
With the interception. We have a fight on the far side of the field on the 30. And Guy Mastretta is running to the field and trying to clear his guys. There's about four or five Covington players that were kind of mixing it up with, looks like Tyler Adams. We didn't see what happened, but it's all clear now. So Coach Mastretta does a good job of clearing that up, and so do the officials. So nothing to see here at this point. And there may be some personal fouls called. We'll see if there are any objections. So it looked like a personal foul called against Covington, but it's going to be declined because you want the clock to run out.
Yeah, it's going to be holding after the interception, after the change of possession.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would have been Covington's ball regardless.
Okay, so it's halftime. We're going to take a short break and come right back with our homecoming court. It's 17-0. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
REV Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore, all to connect your business with the world. REV is about big business technology with small business personal service.
For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
And so we're at halftime. Jeff Porsche with Patrick Email, and we are about to have the presentation of the homecoming court and the announcement of the homecoming queen. As we're going to see the girls, and they are Alexia Perkins, Ava Glover, Christian McDowell, Dylan Lambert, Ella Freeman, Grace Broussard, Isabella Latkovich, J.C. Johnson, Ladai Scott, Madeline Oquin, Madeline Ellis, Nicole Dong, Raquel Velez, Riley Wall, Sydney Broussard and Taylor Champagne. And you're also going to see Cameron Tremont, the queen from last year. And so you see all the girls right there as we're about to do the presentation of the homecoming court. And stay tuned for that as we will show you everybody. And then we'll get to some of the activities during the week with Joy Cascio from Dutchtown High School. So this is all about to happen. So stay tuned. We're gonna stay here with it until it begins because we don't want you to miss a thing. But our score 17-0 at the half.
To our 2023 homecoming court presentation. Senior maid, Alexia Perkins. Alexia is the 17-year-old daughter of Dina and Alejandro Perkins. She has been a part of the talented and gifted music program for 8 years. She is a 4-year member of the Griffin Girls dance team where she served as lieutenant captain. She has also been in choir for 4 years and on the golf team for 3 years. Alexia enjoys spending time with her family and friends and binge watching shows on Netflix. Upon graduation, Alexia plans to attend Howard University and major in criminal justice. Alexia would like to thank the Griffin Girls for her nomination. Senior maid, Alexia Perkins. Senior maid, Ava Glover. Ava is the 17-year-old daughter of Brian and Natalie Glover. She has been in the Spanish club for 4 years, Be the Change for 2 years, and participated in Allied Health for 1 year. She has also been a part of the Lady Griffins soccer team for 4 years. She has played soccer at Ascension Flight Soccer Club for 11 years as a member of the club's competitive team. In her spare time, Ava enjoys reading, watching TV with her family, and hanging out with friends. Upon graduation, Ava plans to attend LSU and major in engineering before applying to medical school. Ava would like to thank Be the Change and Spanish Club for her nominations. Senior maid, Ava Glover. Senior maid, Christian McDowell. Christian is the 17-year-old daughter of Bo and Tracy McDowell. She is being escorted tonight by her stepfather, Alan Savoy. She is a 4-year member of the Dutchtown Sound and is currently one of the drum majors. She has been in the Allied Health program for 3 years, track and field for 3 years, and cross country for 1 year. Christian enjoys hanging out with family and friends, volunteering for Acadian Ambulance, and working at Ambrosia Bakery. Upon graduation, Christian plans to attend Southeastern Louisiana University and major in nursing. Christian would like to thank the Dutchtown Sound for her nomination. Senior maid, Christian McDowell. Senior maid, Dylan Lambert. Dylan is the 16-year-old daughter of Dusty and Monique Lambert. She is a 4-year member of the reigning state champion gymnastics team, as well as a 4-year member of the cheerleading squad where she serves as captain. Dylan is a 2-year member of Be the Change and a 1-year member of Allied Health. She was a competitive gymnast for the Gym Gems at Athletes in Motion for 7 years. As a member of the 2023 U.S. National Junior All-Girl Team, Dylan and her squad received the national title and a gold medal. In her spare time, Dylan enjoys reading, driving around while listening to music with her friends, and attending concerts. Upon graduation, Dylan plans to attend LSU and major in biology with a minor in psychology followed by medical school. Dylan would like to thank the gymnastics team for her nomination. Senior maid, Dylan Lambert. Senior maid, Ella Freeman. Ella is the 17-year-old daughter of Kelly and Tony Freeman. She's a 4-year member of the LHSAA State Champion Gymnastics Team, a 3-year member of the cheer team, and a member of the National Society of High School Scholars. She was a competitive gymnast at AIM and PAC for 10 years. She has also been a member of the International Olympic Committee U.S. cheer team, who won gold at the IOC World Championship last April. Ella enjoys cheering and spending time with her family and friends. Upon graduation, Ella plans to attend LSU and major in pre-nursing and allied health. Ella would like to thank the gymnastics team for her nomination. Senior maid, Ella Freeman. Senior maid, Grace Broussard. Grace is the 17-year-old daughter of Jason and Tricia Broussard. She is a current member of the Interact Club, Be the Change Club, and Mentors. She was also a one-year member of Allied Health. Grace has been involved in volunteer ascension and has attended the Steubenville South Youth Conference for the past 2 years, representing the church parish of St. John the Evangelist. In her free time, Grace enjoys spending time with family and friends, shopping, and traveling. Grace currently works as a technician at Pediatric Therapy Solutions. Upon graduation, she plans to attend LSU and major in kinesiology with a minor in business administration. Grace would like to thank the Interact Club for her nomination. Senior Maid, Grace Broussard. Senior Maid, Isabella Lakovich. Isabella is the 17-year-old daughter of Harriet and Thomas Lakovich. She's a 3-year member and current captain of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. She has also participated in track and field and cross country for 3 years. Outside of school, Isabella is very involved in her church community and had the opportunity this summer to go on her first mission trip. In her spare time, she enjoys running and spending time with her friends, family, and teammates. Upon graduation, Isabella plans to attend Southeastern University and major in marriage and family therapy. Isabella would like to thank cross country, track and field, and FCA for her nominations. Senior Maid, Isabella Lakovich. Senior Maid, J.C. Johnson. J.C. is the 17-year-old daughter of Jeremy Johnson and Jamie Roussel. She's a 4-year member of the Spanish Club, 3-year member of Freshman Mentors, and a 1-year member of Be the Change. She is also a 4-year member of the Lady Griffins soccer team. Outside of school, JC has played soccer at Ascension Flight Soccer Club for 12 years as a member of the club's competitive team. In her spare time, JC enjoys reading and hanging out with her family and friends. Upon graduation, JC plans to attend Louisiana State University and major in human resources development. JC would like to thank the Spanish Club for her nomination. Senior Maid, J.C. Johnson. Senior Maid, Lanai Scott. Lanai is the 17-year-old daughter of Philippe and Lakanda Scott. She is a 4-year member of DEI and the current president. She has been in Beta for 4 years, Mentors for 3 years, Allied Health for 3 years, Sports Medicine for 3 years, Student Council for 2 years, and National Honor Society for 2 years. She has been dancing for 14 years and currently dances at On Point Dance Studio. She was a member of the studio's competition team for 3 years and is currently a student teacher there. Lanai enjoys spending time with her friends and family and cooking. Upon graduation, Lanai plans to attend the Southern University and major in nursing. Lanai would like to thank DEI and Mentors for her nominations. Senior Maid, Lanai Scott. Senior Maid, Madeline Oakland. Madeline is the 17-year-old daughter of Dawn and Jeffrey Oakland. She is a 4-year member of the Lady Griffins soccer team and is the current co-captain. She also participated in the Allied Health program for 1 year. Outside of school, Madeline has played soccer for 11 years and is currently playing on a competitive Baton Rouge soccer club team. Madeline spends the majority of her time working at Dulays, and in her spare time she enjoys playing soccer and hanging out with her friends. Upon graduation, Madeline plans to attend LSU and major in pre-dental hygiene. Madeline would like to thank the soccer team for her nomination. Senior Maid, Madeline Oakland. Senior Maid, Madeline Ellis. Madeline is the 17-year-old daughter of Mark and Mary Ellis. She is being escorted tonight by her brother, Mark Ellis Jr. She is a 2-year member of Be the Change, 3-year member of Choir, and 4-year member of DEI. Madeline has been the DEI Vice President for 2 years. She has also been an entrepreneur for 3 years, offering hair services and selling baked treats. In her spare time, Madeline enjoys singing and spending time with family and friends. Upon graduation, Madeline plans to attend LSU and major in mass communication with a minor in business. Madeline would like to thank Choir and DEI for her nominations. Senior Maid, Madeline Ellis. Senior Maid, Nicole Dawn. Nicole is the 17-year-old daughter of Joanne Lynn and Maui Dong. She is being escorted tonight by her brother John Tang and her friend Galvin Wong. She is a 4-year member of the DUTCHTOWN Sound and has served as the flute section leader for 2 years. She has been selected for the District 4 Symphonic Honor Band for 3 years and the All-State Honor Band for 1 year. In her free time, she enjoys reading, listening to music, and practicing her instrument. Upon graduation, Nicole plans to attend the University of Chicago and major in immune engineering. Nicole would like to thank the DUTCHTOWN Sound for her nomination. Senior maid, Nicole Dong. Senior maid, Raquel Velez. Raquel is the 17-year-old daughter of Candace and Stacy Spears. She is a 3-year member of Student Council and is the current student body president. She has been in band for 4 years, U Alpha Theta for 4 years, Allied Health for 3 years, Beta Club for 3 years, Science Club for 3 years, Spanish Club for 3 years, Rho Kappa for 2 years, Robotics Club for 2 years, Quiz Bowl for 1 year, Be the Change for 1 year, and Be the Buffalo for 1 year. Raquel enjoys playing instruments and spending time with family and friends. Upon graduation, Raquel plans to attend Georgia Tech or Tulane and major in biomedical engineering pre-med. Raquel would like to thank Beta and Student Council for her nominations. Senior maid, Raquel Velez. Senior maid, Riley Wall. Riley is the 17-year-old daughter of Chris Wall and Amy Gleason. She is a 4-year member of the Lady Griffins volleyball team. Outside of school, she has played volleyball for 3 years with the Ignite Volleyball Club as a member of their national team. Riley enjoys hanging out with her friends and going to football games. Upon graduation, Riley plans to attend East State University to continue her volleyball career and major in forensic science. Riley would like to thank the volleyball team for her nomination. Senior maid, Riley Wall. Senior maid, Sydney Broussard. Sydney is the 17-year-old daughter of Jason and Trisha Broussard. She is a member of Allied Health, Interact Club, and Do the Change Club. Sydney has been involved in volunteer ascension and has attended the Steubenville South Youth Conference for the past 2 years, representing her church parish of St. John the Evangelist. In her free time, Sydney enjoys spending time with family and friends, shopping and traveling. Sydney currently works as a technician at Bourgeois Physical Therapy. Upon graduation, she plans to attend LSU and major in kinesiology to pursue a career in medical sales. Sydney would like to thank the Interact Club for her nomination. Senior maid, Sydney Broussard. Senior maid, Taylor Champagne. Taylor is the 17-year-old daughter of Lauren and Mike Champagne. She is a 4-year member of the Griffin Girls dance team and a 1-year member of the Kindness Crew. Taylor has been dancing for 15 years and currently competes on the Infinity Dance Center competition team. In addition to dance, Taylor enjoys spending time with her family and friends. Upon graduation, Taylor plans to attend LSU and major in psychology and pursue a career as a child life specialist. Taylor would like to thank the Griffin Girls for her nomination. Senior maid, Taylor Champagne. Please welcome our 2022 Homecoming Queen, Cameron Tremont. Cameron is the 18-year-old daughter of Tyler and Tiffany Tremont and Finley and Cody Lemoyne. She is currently attending LSU as a psychology major. Cameron enjoys spending time with her new sorority sisters of Tri Delta, taking Pilates classes, and spending time with her roommates and dog. Cameron is so excited to be back on Griffin Field to pass the crown to the new queen. And our 2023 Homecoming Queen is Raquel Velez. Our 2023 Homecoming Queen, Raquel Velez, is the 17-year-old daughter of Candace and Stacy Spears. She is a 3-year member of Student Council and is the current student body president. She has been in band for 4 years, Nu Alpha Theta for 4 years, Allied Health for 3 years, Beta Club for 3 years, Science Club for 3 years, Spanish Club for 3 years, Rho Kappa for 2 years, Robotics Club for 2 years, Quiz Bowl for 1 year, Be the Change for 1 year, and Be the Buffalo for 1 year. Raquel enjoys playing instruments and spending time with family and friends. Upon graduation, Raquel plans to attend Georgia Tech or Tulane and major in biomedical engineering pre-med. Raquel would like to thank Beta and Student Council for her nominations. Your 2023 Homecoming Queen, Raquel Velez.
So congratulations to Raquel Velez, the homecoming queen for 2023 at Dutchtown High School. We're going to take a break right now, and we plan to talk to Joy Cascio about halftime, as we continue halftime and talk about homecoming some more. But we're going to take a break while that gets ready. You are watching the REV Game of the Week.
REV Business started small in 1935. We built our reputation by providing hometown service with Louisiana hustle. For nearly 90 years, we've expanded across our great state, through the swamps and across the Mississippi, bringing fiber optics from the capital to the North Shore, all to connect your business with the world. REV is about big business technology with small business personal service.
For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins!
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics. Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete change-out and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today.
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no-obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call. You gotta call Title.
Welcome back to the REV Game of the Week. Jeff Porsche and Patrick Email with you, but Patrick will be stepping aside for a moment as we are now joined for the rest of halftime by Joy Cascio. Get an encore performance because you did such a great job last year talking about homecoming. So we're glad to have you back.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be back. I told you I could do color commentary.
Well,
I'm just waiting to get the big job.
Okay, well, we're going to keep you in mind, that's for sure, because you've done awesome. First of all, that was a great presentation, and so happy for Raquel. I've had her in a quiz bowl, so I know she's an awesome kid.
Yes, we have had her in. I also got to personally teach her, and she was such a pleasure to have in class. She's going to be such a great representation for our school.
Absolutely. Now, talking about some of the things that happened here at Dutchtown during homecoming week, we got some shots, and of course everybody does the decorations, and that's the first thing we're going to talk about.
Yeah, so Miss Stallings and the advisory team headed up a competition between all of our classes, or between our organizations, to decorate the hallways, and so that was great. And then Wednesday night, we had our Griffin Glide, and no weather predicted all day long. 15 minutes before we were supposed to start, we had lightning and we had to go in the gym, and we only had a 15-minute, we were able to roll by 6:15.
Y'all did an awesome job with that, getting it set up at the last minute.
I was amazed how everyone was so ready to help. Our students were ready to help, and it was really great. And then at the Griffin Glide, that previous picture, it was of our teachers who receive a special recognition from senior football players called the Shirt Off My Back Award.
That's them.
Yes, and so that is them, and they had to sit through the rain delay with the rest of us. But it was a privilege for them because it's exciting when a student shows some appreciation.
And then you saw some of the girls, and of course that's Raquel in the middle.
Yes.
That was also during the pep rally.
Yes, Raquel is right there in the middle. But we have wonderful, all of them are wonderful. It was a really great court. They were super easy and laid back to work with. They've had a lot of firsts. The Griffin Glide getting moved Wednesday was weird. We had to go have that little rain delay, and they've just rolled with the punches. No one's complained. No one's taking a smile off their face, not once.
Absolutely. So we get some more decorations. We saw that one earlier. That's from the foreign languages.
Yes.
And then you got some other ones.
That one. Yeah. So the taxi and the I Love New York t-shirts were in my hallway, and they actually had an I Love New York t-shirt for every administrator, and it was hilarious.
Yes.
It just looked so silly. And then, this patisserie is real impressive, and that's our Pro Start program. The teachers really got into it, including our own Jeff Porsche. He really did a great job this week.
You'll see that in a second. But we got to do the Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club really knocked it out of the park. I mean, it's perfect. They even did a photo shoot in the library after school. I don't know if you saw some of those pictures. Hilarious.
Yes, indeed. And you had Barbie and Ken.
Barbie and Ken win every year. Those two, they always are trying to
outdo
all of us. I hope they get upset this year.
Yes,
and
I hope
friends,
so too.
I'm friends with them, so I feel like I can say that.
These are the winners.
These
were
our winners. You can see first place. They have Gru, and I don't even know this character's name.
I don't know either.
But okay,
on the right.
But hold on, Gru showed up and was like, I know it doesn't really matter, but I've performed. I have a choreographed routine that I've been rehearsing.
Oh my God!
So Gru came, did a little dance routine. It was hilarious.
Great.
And then I teach Mr. Clean, and that's pretty excellent as well.
Yeah, that's Miss Montague, isn't it? I think so.
Nandi?
Yes,
Nandi,
okay.
Yep.
And then you had Homer and
there's
Marge.
some tacky tourists, but the tackiest tourist of them all is right there in the middle, right?
Yeah, I think
With
so.
that Buc-ee's t-shirt, I think you deserve to win.
I don't know, the tourist on the left.
I leaned heavy into the tacky.
Yeah, Joy is the third one in the selfie shot.
Yeah, this is not my best picture.
Oh, but you still look great.
That Buc-ee's t-shirt is, in my opinion, you should win.
Well, I hope so.
If you don't win, I'm complaining.
We didn't get the other ones. We had the Adam Sandler day, and pretty much 90% of them were dressed up as Bobby Boucher.
So comfortable.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, this was one of our highest participated Spirit Weeks ever. It was a lot of fun, and kids really got into it.
I had the Bobby Boucher jersey, but there were like 10 of them, so I didn't feel like I did anything special, but that's okay.
I just wore a very large pair of shorts and a very large t-shirt.
Yeah.
And, I was offended because my kids didn't come in like, you look weird. They just acted like this was just a normal day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm putting way too much effort into my clothes.
I'm not surprised.
If no one's going to bat an eye at this.
I would have said the same thing, but I'm just mean,
comfy.
though. Joy, thank you so much for doing that. It was an abbreviated halftime performance, but you flew right through it. And so thanks a lot. And we're going to get ready to start the second half.
All right, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Anytime. We'll have you again next year as the kickoff goes to the 25 to the 30, and going to give you 1st and 10 at the 33. And I think we're going to go straight into the interview. As Raquel, you want a second to cool down and catch your breath a little bit? I'll take care of it from here until you're ready. But Raquel Velez is in the booth, and she's going to do our interview in just a moment. So we'll let her catch her breath because it's been a pretty momentous time. And then you got to go up the stairs and catch your breath again and all that type of stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. 1st and 10 on the 34. So whenever you're ready, you can put on the headset, and we'll go ahead and start the interview whenever. I know you're still catching your breath. Getting a little coaching by Coach Email as Diego Spears wraps up the quarterback for no gain. As that is LZ again. As you're going to see on the replay, good job by Diego Spears. So quick turnaround here. Usually we have to wait about half a quarter before the queen comes up, but we're definitely getting the first interview, right, Raquel? All right, so we're going to start it after this next play, and I just want to say, you don't really pull for anybody as it's 2nd down, but you were the only one that really I've had a lot of experience with because you spent a year on Quiz Bowl, and I remember that because that was when we were trying to get it back up and going again. So, I was very happy that you won. So how you doing, Raquel?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm really excited to be here. It's truly just a great experience to be on court, and to make queen is just even more awesome. I truly wasn't expecting it.
Well, I was about to ask you that because, one time I expect everybody to say, no, I wasn't expecting that, as it's a long pass downfield, incomplete, and it's 4th down. But most people I expect them to say, oh, no, I didn't expect it. I was totally surprised. Now, one year I did that, and the girl said, oh, no, I was expecting to win. And I was shocked at that. But, it didn't surprise me. I'll just say that. But, I'm very happy that you won because you're one of the most involved people here at DUTCHTOWN High School because you pretty much do everything around here. If there's a club, if there's an activity, you're in it. So why do you do that so much?
I do it mostly because I just like to meet a lot of new people. It's a great opportunity to just try and figure out what you like to do, and you don't really know what you like to do until you actually try it. Yeah. So I try and just push myself out there and get to know all about the different things you can do at this school. And I've learned that a lot of those things are not really known about, but since I've been able to push myself to try these things, a lot of them are great experiences.
Yeah, and you have how many clubs do you think you've been in since you started?
Probably around 15.
Oh, man. And you've been involved in all of them, too, because you were very active in Quiz Bowl. I believe it was your freshman year when that was happening, or your sophomore.
Freshman to sophomore year.
Yeah, and so you were very involved, and you got a lot of people to join and get involved. And that was after COVID when everything was kind of
dying down.
Yeah, and I give you credit for helping revive the club, so I'm very grateful to you. So Oakland's going to roll out here and throw a pass, or maybe not. He's going to be sacked. So it's going to be 2nd down. So are you a big football fan?
Not really. I do love football culture.
Yeah.
But as far as the rules and knowing what's going on, I don't really follow.
Yeah. Do you come to the games?
I do come to the games. I'm in the band, so I have to come to every game.
Oh, of course. I forgot about that.
It's amazing. Yes.
Yeah. So what instrument do you play in the band?
I play the clarinet.
Okay, and that's what you've been doing all the way through?
Yes, all the way through. I have an all-state audition tomorrow, actually.
Oh my God, you're gonna be tired.
Yeah.
And then you gotta get all ready to be at the dance and everything, and so you gotta get all dressed up again and get all fancy and. I know you're looking forward to that, right? That's not going to be busy at all, right?
All of it is the fun part of high school. I wouldn't skip over it for the world.
Yeah, and so you're having a heck of a senior year, huh?
Yes, I am.
So yeah. So what else do you have on your plate besides being homecoming queen? What else are you looking forward to the rest of your senior year?
I'm looking forward to finishing off all of my last clubs that I want to try to get into before I don't have the opportunity to anymore. I think it's a really important part of high school to just make sure you have given yourself the opportunity to know what you like to do so that when you're thrown into the world, you kind of have an idea of what you want to do. So I have some things that I do want to figure out and get into, but besides that, I just want to keep doing what I'm doing.
Well, you're whatever you're doing it well.
Yes,
because
sir.
Everybody is familiar with you, and everybody's very happy that you won. As you see the pass complete to the Sherry, and it's going to bring up 4th down. So Dutchtown's going to punt again. Let's talk about your future. I know you're still trying to decide, was it Georgia Tech and Tulane?
Georgia Tech and Tulane.
So
yes,
what's going to be the major deciding factor?
Probably money.
Well, it's always money. It's always money.
Also, like, just I'll probably end up going closer to home.
See, that's what I was wondering. Are you somebody that wants to be close to home, or do you want to go and get away and see what you can experience?
Family is everything to me. I love experiencing new things, but I love experiencing them with my family. I could not do it without my family.
Yeah.
My moms, my 2 moms, and even my band family, Miss Bell. I can't do it without them.
Yeah, your moms were so excited. That's the best part about it. It's not just you were excited, but they were just as
Yeah, my mom was crying.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a chance right now, before we wrap up the interview, if you got any special shout-outs you want to do or thank anybody, because this is your chance to do it on YouTube television.
Oh, wow. Okay. I would like to thank my 2 moms, Candace and Stacy Spears. They have done everything for me, and they have really made my life what it is. Obviously, they brought me here, but they have made my life what it is. And I would also like to thank Miss Sheely Bell, the Dutchtown Town Band Director, for being an amazing woman and just being so dedicated and making me want to be my best self.
Well, those are 2 great people or 3 people to have as mentors. So, I'm sure they're very happy, and I'm sure Miss Bell will hear it after when she watches the replay, because I'm sure she's going to want to see you again. So, Raquel, it's been an honor to have you here, and it's been an honor to know you from Quiz Bowl and all that great stuff, and I'm so happy that you won.
Thank you so much.
So that's Raquel Velez, the 2023 Dutchtown High School homecoming queen, and Covington gets a 1st down, and we're going to wrap it up, and you can head out now. I know you're ready to go and go catch some of you people and say hello and all that. So we're going to turn it over to Coach Emel, who will help you out, because you got the hat and you got the hair and you look awesome. So 1st and 10 now for Covington at the 42-yard line. And they look to the sideline for the play. Still 17-0. Haven't missed a lot of action so far. A couple of punts. And now LZ fakes, rolls out, and will be dropped for a sack. As it looks like number 22, Hanberry, will get credit for the sack. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 11. 7 minutes left to go now. 5 minutes into the second half, as we're now joined by Coach Emel, and I'll get to you after this play. As they look to the sideline for the call, 11 on the play clock. Empty backfield, 5 receivers. Kind of got that tight end set up to help out on the right side. Pressure, sacked. And that's back-to-back. Carter Hanberry, Coach.
Well, I don't want to say I told you so, Jeff, but interception, at least 1 sack.
That's 2 back-to-back, actually.
Back-to-back sacks. You were doing a good job multitasking, being able to watch and call a game and interview the homecoming queen. I was just eating a bag of Skittles.
Yeah, you got to take a little break there, as it's I believe it's 3rd down, and it's going to be 20 yards and a whistle and a flag. And so Dutchtown calls a timeout, and we're gonna keep it here. And I want you to maybe give your impressions too. But I was very happy for Raquel, because in case you missed part of that, she's somebody that I dealt with in Quiz Bowl, and she is a great student. It has a great character, great personality, and I was so happy that she won. And she'll represent Dutchtown very well.
Sometimes you can you can be a negative Nancy and think that, oh, what is the world going to? You know, you're an old guy and you just think that your generation was better. And then you listen to Raquel, and she's so excited to be a student at Dutchtown, Jeff.
Yeah.
Just that I want to be a part of everything I can be a part of and experience whatever I can experience. And her approach is not too cool for school. Her approach is I want to be part of school and to listen to the number of clubs and activities that she's a part of. And congrats to her.
Yep. She represents Dutchtown very well, and as I said, I had her in Quiz Bowl. When Quiz Bowl was trying to come back from COVID, she helped out and helped keep the club alive. And it's 3rd and 20. Quarterback rolls out, deep pass downfield. Receiver open, underthrown, nearly picked. As that's Lathan Riley with the coverage. We've seen him in coverage several times, and he's been up to the task.
Once again, a little bit of a NASCAR package right there for Dutchtown. Not the true NASCAR package, but they had Tim Olawande playing the defensive line in there, hadn't seen Zion and Joe and Diego all in there at the same time in a while, because they've been playing several people up front.
And on 4th down, there's a punt, and in traffic, a little dangerous, but Caden Mackey with the sure hands makes the fair catch at the 46-yard line. So we have not had a hydration break unless they decided to package the hydration break with the Dutchtown timeout, which may have been the case. But there's 5:41 left to go in the 3rd quarter. So it's 17-0. Dutchtown still throwing the shutout against Covington, as it's been about 6.5 quarters now of football, and Dutchtown hasn't given up a point.
Well, that's not unusual.
That happened last year as well.
Coach Harrell does a good job of making sure they game plan it.
And on 1st and 10, Dukes is going to get about half. No, that's Harvey. Gets about half of it. Going to say 6. Ball at the 47 of Covington. He's got to get to the 43 for a first down. Good power running there.
Well, anytime you can pick up 5.5 yards, make it a short 5, long 4.
He had a 47-yard touchdown run on the first play after the lightning delay. And there he is again, shake and bake after he gets the first down, and there's a late flag.
Threw it right at DeShary. I don't know if he's guilty or not, but that's who he threw it at. Dutchtown ran tackle over. They had 2 tight ends, at DeShary in the game, and they also had number 85, Christopher Williams, at tight end, and they took Aiden and brought him over to play basically the right tackle or right tight end position.
This is something that's going to aggravate Coach Mistretta, win or lose tonight. There's been too many penalties that have affected the outcomes of some positive offensive plays. Took away a touchdown. That took away a first down right there. You had a 3rd down pass interference on a 3rd and 15 where they would have gotten the ball back. Got to correct that in the future.
Yeah, well, physical penalties sometimes don't bother you, but holding, sometimes you consider it maybe physical, but other times it could be mental.
That's a nice slant for a first down.
Finally got the ball to Tyler Adams.
Yep. He hasn't made a lot of catches on the season, but he's very active, and he's probably, out of all the wide receivers, had the most varsity experience.
That's Champagne at quarterback, Jeff.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay, now
Dylan
it's time for
Champagne.
me. Now it's time for me to look for 12 on the sideline. He has his helmet. Ethan has his helmet off, standing about the 49-yard line.
Well, Champagne needs some varsity experience just in case something would happen, God forbid.
Well, they went through the offseason, and it was nip and tuck on who was going to be the starter.
Yeah, and I saw Champagne play JV last season, and he's got a great arm. He's got a chance to be a good quarterback. He was probably in line to be the starter next season. He's going to get 6 right there. It's 2nd down and 4.
Yeah. offensively, we seeing some different bodies as well as the Griffins playing a number of different people.
So Dutchtown is a quarter and a half away from the bye week, so they want to get some guys in right now as Harvey gets to the red zone. And so does that play into anything when you got the bye week next week and then you're only 1 week away from district? You got to get some new faces in, get some experience?
I don't know, Jeff. To me, it's homecoming. The seniors are probably, coach, put me back in. But that's number 57 playing right tackle right now for the Griffin. That's Matthew Travis.
He's a junior. Getting some young faces in, too.
A little bit different look to this is a wing look, and you got Fields playing the slot.
And Harvey has kind of seen this entire drive as we have a whistle. And
Dutchtown called timeout. Clock was running down. Jeff.
And so we're going to keep it here. And what we're going to do right here, since we're talking about Dutchtown and their schedule, let's look at Dutchtown's football schedule for this season. They're 2-0, trying to go to 3-0. They're in good shape right now, leading 17-0 against Covington. And as we said, they got an open week next week. As you see, their last 5 seasons, they made the regionals last year, lost at Covington in a game that was maybe one of Covington's, Destrehan, and what was Destrehan's probably closest playoff game before the finals. Yeah. And when we look at the schedule right there, you see next week open, and then you got the game against Carver, and then you go straight into district play.
No doubt. But Bowie didn't play tonight. They're probably looking to trying to get him healthy.
Yeah.
But anytime you can play a team like Covington on homecoming and win, and then have an off week next week to kind of focus the kids, and Carver obviously played in Ascension Parish a couple weeks ago when they played Sanamon.
Yeah.
Familiar with them. Another chance to figure out who your best 22 are, Jeff, going ahead in the district.
Right. And there's Harvey. He gets 2 or 3. And having that open week in that 4th game, it's not as if there aren't teams that they can schedule, but maybe the coach's thinking is, and the team's thinking is, you don't get any injuries that week, and so you stay healthy. And you can get some people to recover from some injuries. And the other thing is, you don't want to just schedule anybody in that, because you got to think about power rankings, and you think about potential injuries and all that. You schedule a team that doesn't help you in the power rankings, that could actually hurt you at the end of the season, as it's second down. And a fade to the end zone, and just too high and incomplete. But I got to think that's part of the thinking, don't you, Coach?
Well, definitely. Be selective, and the biggest thing is you only get 10. It's not like the NFL where you get 17 and you get a week off, and the colleges, they can able to schedule, and they got 12 games, but they can still get a bye in there. In high school, you only have 10 weeks, and over a 4-year period, if you dress out varsity and you miss 4 games, that's kind of 10% of your high school career. So if the right team would have showed up, I think Coach Mastretta probably would have scheduled them, and he just didn't find the right team.
Yeah, that's my guess. It's going to be 4th down and about 4. You may recall a couple of years ago, you had a situation where Dutchtown had that week 4, or maybe, I forget if it was week 4 or week 5 off, as there was a lot of scheduling problems post-COVID. And what they wound up doing at the last minute, about a week before the game, they wound up scheduling a game at Ouachita. And they wound up winning that game, and Ouachita was a pretty good team.
See, and that was a situation where, you traveled, you got into a shootout. That was like a 44-40 type of game, but sometimes it's good to play that team. If you knew what your district games would be like.
Yeah.
I think you got Walker first, and
Walker and Live Oak.
To be determined on how good Walker is.
Yeah. So you see right there on 4th and 5, that was Gary Dukes running over tackler, number 12, Heck, and it's 1st and goal from the 6. And there's Dukes. He wants to get in the end zone. He had a touchdown taken away from him on a holding penalty, as this may be the final play of the third quarter, as they're really not in a hurry with a 17-0 lead right here. You see the clock at 32, and it's at 18 on the game clock.
One last thing about the schedule, Jeff. I think Coach Mastretta would probably rather have week 5 off, and I think he wanted homecoming next week, but Santa Ma's homecoming, I think, is next week, and they don't like having multiple teams.
As Gary Duke scores on the final play of the third quarter, so he gets his touchdown, and no flags on the play, so it's going to count, and Dutchtown extends the lead to 23-0.
That was a good drive right there, led by Champagne. Still looking to see if anything's up with Ethan.
Yeah, I haven't seen him. I haven't been there. He is at the 45-yard line. He's got his helmet. He's active. He's engaged, so he seems like he's all right. As the extra point is good, and that'll end the third quarter, and Dutchtown extends the lead to 24-0, and so we'll take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Great news, North Shore businesses. We're here. We are REV, a telecommunications provider with powerful solutions and unmatched local support. This means you get the power of a fiber network for superior operation of your internet, phone, and security services. You can focus on your customers and growing your business while knowing that REV is backed by support teams born and raised in Southeast Louisiana. Call today or visit us at letsrev.biz to get started for only $59.
Dutchtown in control going into the fourth quarter, 24-0 as we head to the fourth quarter. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email with you, and we just saw Gary Dukes get his touchdown. He had one taken away earlier, but that one's going to count.
Yeah, well, he didn't. There was only one touchdown scored last week, so he was looking to get on the board.
Yeah, that was Oakman who got the touchdown last week. So he was looking to get back into the end zone.
As Dutchtown kicks off, Jeff, the theme for the student body tonight was red, white, and blue, and that is in honor of 9/11.
Yep. As you see Michael Mathern getting ready to kick. And they're going to pitch it back to the deep man. And he's going to take his time, look for something to develop. Nothing really does, and won't get to the 30. I think that was Kylan Williams right there, or number 5, Justin Chapman.
Good job of stringing that ball out. On a kickoff team, you love when they run east-west instead of north-south.
Yeah. So you're talking about red, white, and blue. I don't know if we can get any student section shots out there, but a lot of people were active participating for the red, white, and blue this week, as it's 1st and 10 at the 28. And now Covington, they're still 3 scores behind, but unless they get 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions, it won't be. They're going to go deep. This has been their MO all night, and good coverage.
A flag on the play, Jeff. They're going to get him for probably face guarding.
Yeah, Riker Rogers was in his pocket. I tell you what, there's not been a lot of separation except for maybe that one moment where Jackson fell down.
Yeah, well, I can hear next door that the coach has been Dutchtown with that tight coverage can go one way or the other sometimes, and no calls have favored Dutchtown.
Yep.
Thus far through three plus quarters.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're going to get back in the game, they're going to need some big plays.
1st and 10. That's a big play right there from the 42. Gets him to the middle of the field. Getting him in that middle 20s. Shotgun. Fakes right, rolls out, open, and it's incomplete behind the intended receiver, Amari Smith. And he got between the corner who was Mackey and the safety who was Jackson.
It's out and up, Jeff, and the cornerback bit on the out route.
So it's 2nd and 10, 11:30 left to go.
Destrehan, 21 unanswered in the second half.
So they were able to come back and defeat East Ascension.
Don't let that 0-3 record fool you,
Absolutely not. And they play De La Salle next week. They could – no, it's Alexandria next week and then De La Salle week 5. They could be 0-4, 0-5, but they're going to be dangerous because everybody's got a different scheduling strategy. And their strategy is play the best teams and you're going to learn something. That's all kind of chaos out there.
Yeah, there's 12 men on the field, offsides, multiple things going on for the Griffins. Jeff Porsche and Patrick Emo on the call for EA Alexandria next week?
Absolutely. And probably in the next break we'll talk about the upcoming schedule. As the flag, you're going to get a first down for the Lions right there as they're trying to get into the end zone for the first time tonight. But scheduling, we talk about Dutchtown and their scheduling earlier, and one of the things they like to do is they basically play a 6-5A schedule. This is the third straight 6-5A opponent trying to go 3-0 in district over there. See if they can get 2 district titles maybe. But then they take a break and then they get Carver out of New Orleans. Now, Santa Ma, they like to play those New Orleans schools. They're going to play like 4 of them during their non-district schedule, and they like to kind of build it up and play some opponents that can give them a little bit of confidence as they go into the district season. And Santa Ma, it's been successful for them in the past. And then East Ascension, you've got the whole play anybody, any place, anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, Darnell's not looking to notch wins on his total. He wants to get his team ready for the stretch run. The last 10 games of the season, not the first 5 games of the season.
So it's 1st and 15 from midfield after everything is sorted out.
Dutchtown's playing a lot of people, Jeff, and that sometimes can cause substitution issues of.
Yeah. I can understand that. I think that's Smith and Diego on the tackle. And I was talking about that earlier, Coach. They went to the Advocate and got an article about Diego talking about how he's not getting a lot of offers, and he probably should. And he's a guy that you're probably going to see somewhere on the next level next season.
Well, we got him listed as 6'1", 290.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's going to take a shot at him. May not be a FCS or FBS team, but somebody's going to take a hard look at him at some point.
Well, I was talking to people prior to about recruiting and son being recruited, and early in the season when you got the measurables, whether it's the height and the weight and the speed, you get offered early, and then you got the measurables, and then the performance gets you a late offer. But you also recruiting's totally changed with the portal.
3rd down all day to throw,
nice
and
break.
It's jumped.
Cade Mackey.
Yep.
Nice break on the football. So some of the smaller schools, the Nichols, the Southeasterns, the McNeeses, the Southerns, they may be waiting for the transfer portal and take a guy, maybe a sophomore that's 20 years old, instead of the 17-year-old unknown.
Yeah.
And so that's hurting high school recruiting.
It is. You're right.
And it's affecting kids like Diego Spears.
Yep. 4th down. So Covington has no choice but to try and convert. Pressure, delayed blitz, throws, open, no flag.
Nice play, Jackson.
I think that's 44 that brought in the pressure, Cam Washington.
Broken up by number 17, Jackson.
So Jackson had to cover it. Yeah, I think that was Washington that came in.
He was beat. The ball was late, and Jackson was able to recover and get his hand in there and knock the ball away.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Griffins. up comfortably. I can't say it. It's late. Comfortably. That's close enough. 45-yard line, 1st and 10. Up 3 scores, trying to make it a 4-score lead.
That huddle shot, I think, was by William. One of our interns had Coach Venus and Coach Janice talking to the troops.
Yeah, we've had some great shots tonight, and we've had some great runs by that man right there, Lakedron Harvey. 1st down, Griffins.
Gets the ball down to the 44. 1st down, Dutchtown.
I want to remind you that after the game tonight, you're going to see the Dutchtown Sound perform, so you want to stick around for that as well. And here's Harvey again. You know, you basically just seen Harvey and Dukes. We may see another guy out there.
Watch 76, Jeff. You see how he goes in? You barely could see him. That's Aiden. On both sides, the way they must be playing like a 4-eye technique with the defense, and that enables the guard to block out, and instead of the tackle trying to reach the 4-eye on the inside, they does tag blocking, a tackle around guard, they call that, and they're running that side on both ends of the offense.
Well, we have an injury. That's the analysis that you get from one of the best in the business right here. I wouldn't have known that. So thanks a lot for that insight, Pat. And we're going to keep it here for the injury timeout. And let's talk about the schedule for next week on REV Sports and YouTube and on REV on television. As next week, Patrick mentioned it earlier, we're going to get Ashen EA, Alexandria Senior High versus East Ascension. And then Jimmy and Coach Schwack are going to get Opelousas at Sandoval. That should be a good one. Then in 2 weeks, we're going to split up. I'm going to be going to Jefferson Rise at Sandoval with SWAC, and then you're going to have Carver and Dutchtown. And remember, live streamed on Rev Sports 1 and Rev Sports 2, and then replays of all the games on Rev TV 4. But it's great to have it on YouTube because you can watch the live stream tonight, and you can watch it anytime you want. And, of course, Rev, you'll have the replay. You can DVR it and keep it forever. 2nd and 5. And there's a fake to a new back, and the deflection is nearly caught as Fields was the original receiver, and I think that was Adams that nearly got the deflection. As there's a new back in the game, I was waiting for that to happen. You figured somebody else would be getting in there. That's Maddox Woodward, number 36, in the backfield. So incomplete. Now we're getting a lot of new faces out there for the Griffins.
Yeah, and Ethan no longer has his helmet, so Champagne's going to take this the rest of the way probably.
Champagne the shotgun with Woodward. And the shoulder fake, and that's going to be a defensive hold right there on number 2, Jeremy Elsie. So that should give Dutchtown a 1st down. And right now they're just trying to run some clock. They just want to keep this ball and keep it away from Covington, keep them off the scoreboard. Dutchtown trying to also get their 2nd shutout in a row.
They got Dutchtown's got Drew Renacker, wide receiver, number 8 up top, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Not sure. Might be Renaker. I think it is
Renaker, yeah.
And then you got Jagger Smith, another senior.
I messed that up.
Jagger Smith, number 11, on the left side. So some seniors getting to play tonight.
They got a kicker in the 3-hole right there, Michael Mathern.
And there's a run up the middle. That's Lakedron Harvey. Nice cut inside. He's going to score. And that ought to do it. As Dutchtown makes it 30-0. As Dutchtown comfortably ahead and gets a nice touchdown insurance by Harvey.
Well, when he gets about 3 yards down the field, it looks like he shot out of a cannon, Jeff.
Yep. You can tell that he's a track star. He might be the best track and field guy at this high school.
Well, had a pretty good one. Graduated last year, Montreal.
Yep.
Long jump and triple jump records running around here.
extra point coming, and this is Michael Mathern, as you mentioned earlier. He gets it, and so it's 31-0, and we'll take a break. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Advantage Physical Therapy, SEC Heating and Cooling, Cotta Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing Buick GMC, Hollis Orthodontics, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program.
We're back. Jeff Porch, Patrick Email with you. It's 31-0. Dutchtown comfortably ahead on homecoming night, and Manuel Cardona will kick off for the Griffins as they try to hold on to their shutout with a big lead.
Well, it's going to be up to a lot of young guys, Jeff, to hold it, and
popped it up.
Ball
on the ground. Dutchtown says they have it. Guess what? Guess who got it? Guess who got it? Carter Hanberry.
That's an interception. That's a fumble recovery. That's 2 sacks.
And I think he had a tackle for loss.
D-Town boy said he expects a big game from.
Maybe next time I'll listen to you. No, I probably won't. Everybody gets lucky.
We haven't discussed your participation this week, Jeff, in the Adam Sandler Day.
Yeah, we did a little bit with Joy, but you know, I was active this week. Had the Bobby Boucher jersey, had the tourist thing that you saw. I had my cowboy hat for country.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to be more active this season, I guess.
Is there any voice duos that we could have been a voice duo?
I don't know. Aikman and Buck would be kind of boring. I think the quarterback had to take a knee right there to get the ball off the ground. So the run by number 38 Woodward.
Yeah, that probably happened. That probably happened more often than we think. We could have been Sonny and Cher. No.
Yeah.
No, maybe not.
I don't know. Neither one of us have long hair, and we would both of us would have had to have long hair.
Could have been twins.
2nd and 16, and the beat goes on. Maddox Woodward, he gets his first carry varsity of the season. Yeah, he's going to get near the original line of scrimmage. In fact, he gets there. So that's going to be about 6.
We got a Griffin down.
So we have an injury. And so we're going to keep it here because we got a lot of things to talk about that we haven't talked about yet. So we're going to talk about middle school right now. We got some middle school scores that we need to talk about, some games that were played Thursday night. And the results right there, Santa Maria and Prairieville. Santa Maria with the win 40-32. I believe I was told every drive there was a touchdown until the end. Then Galvez and Gonzalez. Galvez wins 8-6. I know Coach Swack's going to be happy about that one. Dutchtown beats Lowry 19-8. Lake over Bluff 24-8. And then Central had the open date because we've got an odd number of teams.
Is Swack calling the offense for Galvez, or is Swack calling the defense for Galvez?
Well, Swack was calling the Santa Maria game, so I don't know what was happening. So that was Maddox Woodward who was injured.
Maddox Woodward, ladies and gentlemen.
Some more Griffins that's in the game. Cameron McCain. Nope, that's not right. I'm looking at the wrong roster. I think Andrew Riggins is in the game. At least he came for the timeout. 59. Yep, he's in the ball game. Senior getting some PT on homecoming.
So you said Reneker earlier. He's now wide to the left.
Montrell Cleveland, number 68. He's also in the ball game. Got to get those big hungries and to call them. Besides when they get a holding call, Jeff.
Yep. And lives a couple of houses down from me. We won't tell him that though, right? That's Ashton Summerall on the carry. So the number 4 guy is son of one of our coaches here.
Yeah.
Coach Summerall came in from Texas last year.
He's a good neighbor across the hall. I enjoy having him.
Yep. So he gets a no gain right there, but he is a sophomore, so we're going to see more from him in the future. It's fourth down.
9 seconds, Jeff. I don't know if they'll get the playoff right here. They're running in multiple people.
Yeah, you're right about that. And so we're going to have a timeout called, and we'll keep it here once again because we want to get through everything and keep you informed on all the great information that Lyle Boudreau's feeding us as the producer. And so this time, let's go into next week and talk about the 5A non-district games for week 4 as Dutchtown looks like they'll be 3-0 and go into the open date on Thursday night, St. Helena versus Live Oak. Then the 2 games on REV, Ash and EA, Opelousas at Santa Ma. Then you got Franklinton at Denham Springs. Franklinton beat this Covington team last week. And then you got Kentwood at Walker. So that's a 1A, 5A matchup right there, I think.
Yeah. St. Helena, a sad situation this week. It happened at St. Helena. Didn't have school today. I don't think they played tonight. So next week, when they go to Live Oak, I'm sure there'll be special considerations made during that game. And
it's fourth down. And that's another new back, number 31, Aiden Langevin. And he had a shot at daylight, but couldn't keep his footing.
Langevin, that name rings a bell, Langevin.
So it's going to be a turnover on downs.
It'd be interesting to see if he'd have kept his footing right there, Jeff, whether he could have beat that Covington Lion to the corner for a first down.
Well, it would have been interesting, but we'll never find out, unfortunately, as Covington will get the ball on the 35. And they're probably just trying to save face here and get into the end zone as they trail 31-0. As we kind of play out the stretch here. Just finish this out as a handoff right up the middle into the heart of the Griffin defense.
You know, Dutchtown's in a situation now where Covington hadn't taken their starters out, so it's 31-0. And
yeah,
when you put those young DBs in the game, you can give up points in a hurry. So,
well, you had the 2 reliable ones. You had Hanberry and Spears that kind of combined on that tackle. So not everybody is out yet.
You got Chad Christie just went in on a blitz,
And
linebacker number 20.
overthrown.
Number 20, he's a junior.
I think that was 13, Amari Smith, the intended receiver. And definitely a disruption, don't you think, Coach? No, he was able to get there was pressure, but there was time to complete that pass. Just overthrown. 3rd and 10. 5:05 left to go. So you got the 5 receiver set, empty backfield.
Tim Ola.
Here's pressure. And he loses it. That's going to be a gift touchdown for number 60. Put a bow on that one, Brandon Smith.
Who had the sack?
We're going to see that on the replay, I think.
I think it's number 22, but it may not.
That's
Nope, number 26.
Yeah, we talked about him, Highland Rents.
You know, Rents and Smith, that's 2 guys that up until tonight we hadn't seen a whole lot of. And what a night they had tonight. They'll remember tonight, man, when that ball bounces right back up to you. It ain't nothing but green grass. That is fun.
And as a defensive player, you're never going to see a ball bounce right into your gut like you just saw from Brandon Smith.
Yeah, no better opportunity.
He will never forget that.
No better opportunity than what he had.
Manuel Cardona. Good, and it's 38-0, 4:50 left to go. We'll take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Great news, North Shore businesses. We're here. We are REV, a telecommunications provider with powerful solutions and unmatched local support. This means you get the power of a fiber network for superior operation of your internet, phone, and security services. You can focus on your customers and growing your business while knowing that REV is backed by support teams born and raised in Southeast Louisiana. Call today or visit us at letsrev.biz to get started for only $59.
Dutchtown has taken a close game and gotten some late scores to make it a very comfortable 38-0 lead. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email with you. And Cardona will kick this time, and it goes the distance to the 20. And a head-to-head hit, and that's a flag.
Oh.
That was not intentional. I think that was Rentz.
Rentz is flying around tonight, Coach.
Yep. Well, this is his first shot. He's taking advantage of it. Bowie unable to play tonight. I was told we may not see him, and he has not needed to play. So you see a collision right there, and it was Rentz. And that was one where the guy was just falling over, and Rentz was already committed, I guess you could say. Got to be careful. Can't lead with that helmet.
Yeah, Bowie Senior not playing on his homecoming.
But he still has a chance to be homecoming king, so you never know.
Yeah, Carrington Gilliard.
Yeah, he's a senior.
Just checked into the D-line.
Oh, he lost it. Gets it back. And that's going to be near a first down. Good yardage by number 37. That's Corey Toney.
Tayshawn Smothers.
9 yards to the 49.
Got him down as a wide receiver on the roster. He's a junior, but he just made that tackle.
You're right. And a first down right there by Toney. So who's down there at the bottom of the pile? Number 9, Jordan Odom.
First down for the Lions.
Listed as a wide receiver.
Carter Hanbury coming out of the ball game.
Yeah, he's done enough.
Yeah, he's had a night.
First and 10, and Toney shake and bake. Cuts outside. He has daylight. Gets a first down before taken down. Good tackle there.
Tayshawn Smothers.
Again, he had good form right there and stood his ground.
Well, he's the cornerback or safety on this side and just kind of went along the line of scrimmage and was there to make the tackle.
Yep, and he committed, and he stayed with it. First down at the 30. And I think that's Mason Miles on the tackle.
Gets about a yard.
On Toney.
Yep.
So we're getting lots of names on the air tonight with 3:13 left to go. And we've pretty much covered everything as we have a whistle.
An injury timeout.
And we have an injury timeout. That's Toney who's hurt. So we're going to keep it here because I think there's one more thing that we have to cover, and that's the top 10 in LHSAA Class 5A from the Louisiana Sports Writers Association. And you see Destrehan at number 2, and they'll keep their spot probably as they had to come back win against East Ascension. John Curtis, number 1. Edna Carr, number 3. This is the usual suspect, Zachary, Catholic, Ruston. Catholic with the loss last week, though. Was it Warren Easton, I think?
That's why I was looking for Warren Easton in the top 10 after that win.
Yep. As Ruston had the loss, Acadiana had a big loss against Lafayette Christian.
Week 1.
Yep, but these are the usual suspects. No big surprises there. St. Aug is back. They've been out of the top 10 for a while, but it looks like they're back this season. 2nd and 9. And there's a new back in the game. And that's number 9 on the tackle. And I'm going to try to get the player that carried the ball. I think that's maybe 36, Josh Henderson. Tackle made by Odom. We talked about him earlier. It's 3rd and 5.
Justin Van playing the left tackle for Covington.
And actually, that's number 26. Well, no, there is no 26, so we're going to say Josh Henderson. And if it's not, it's close enough. It is 26, but he must be one of the JV guys. As we are now getting inside of 2 minutes, 4th and 3. Covington trying to save face and get some points. They trail 38-0. It's been all Dutchtown tonight. And not going to get the first down as Caden Mackey. Oh, don't get a penalty. You about to challenge a shutout if you do. So Caden Mackey just flies into the picture. So Dutchtown will get the ball, and they'll probably take a knee, and we will end it. So I want to remind you, though, before we talk about anything else, stay tuned for the Dutchtown Sound, who will perform after the game, and we will cover their performance. Also, want to talk about homecoming, and great moment as it is every year. Want to congratulate homecoming queen, Raquel Velez, who was crowned queen. Number 32, Rylan Mayu, comes in as the safety back, as Champagne's going to take a knee. Actually, yeah, that is Champagne. So Mayu's back there with him.
Well, Jeff, Dutchtown's going to go to 3-0. Played a lot of people. I can tell you what that will do. That will make practice this week more competitive.
Yep.
Because a lot more people thinking, hey, if I can play against Covington, I know I can play against Carver in 2 weeks, and you know.
Well, look at the guys that made plays: Highland Rents, Cam Washington. You had Smith, Brandon Smith with the touchdown. You had some nice tackles late in the game by Tayshawn Smothers. These guys, when they had their chance, came out and made plays.
Yeah, Smith, and I mean, while he's not the biggest guy, he ran, he played hard, played through the whistle, always around the football tonight. Good job.
So Covington will drop to 1-2 on the season. Next week, they begin district play. They're going to play at Ponchatoula as the clock is going to run out, and our final score is going to be Dutchtown 38, Covington High nothing. As there you see the Americans, the red, white, and blue that's left out here on homecoming night, as the clock will run out, and Dutchtown will seal a victory 38-0. Let's take a short break as the Dutchtown Sound will get ready to set up. So our final score, Dutchtown 38, Covington 0. You've been watching the Rev Game of the Week. Stay tuned for the Dutchtown Sound.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Advantage Physical Therapy, SEC Heating and Cooling, Tata Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing Buick GMC, Hollis Orthodontics, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program.
And so you still see out there shaking hands as the Dutchtown Sound will get ready. And they have a pretty elaborate setup, so it may take a couple of minutes. So I'm going to talk about what we've seen out here tonight, and that's been a dominating performance by the Dutchtown Griffins on offense and defense, as you had a nice ground game from Gary Dukes and LaKeedron Harvey as they kind of led the way. And then when you got to the fourth quarter and beyond, it was just everything was going Dutchtown's way. They got the late touchdown on the fumble recovery, the gift fumble recovery, and you had a couple of late touchdowns, and it was probably a little closer than the score indicated, but Covington just had trouble moving the ball, and they were kind of behind the 8 ball with the loss of their running back, and they were just undermanned tonight, understaffed tonight because of the injuries and everything like that. Anything else you want to add, Coach?
they were already short at running back. They were playing multiple quarterbacks. The defensive Champagne, the defensive lineman. We maybe the first series. Then the Lewis, the big tackle, went down. And when you're getting beat and you're not scoring points, you can't get any momentum. It starts to make you question the process and your effort. And so Covington's got to figure it out because Ponchatoula next week.
Yeah, district play already begins.
And so all those teams in that district, I think, are pretty well evenly matched.
Yep, they're very balanced.
You can win or lose, and I mean, that's the obvious statement. They can win or lose, but the games are so evenly matched.
Yep.
The crystal ball won't have anybody 90-10 to win a game in that district. It's going to be 49-51 in every game probably.
Pretty much. So Dutchtown, though, you get the bye week, and then you're going to see them in a couple of weeks against George Washington Carver, and then they begin their district play. But this is what you want to do going into the bye week. Very few injuries tonight on the field, and we assume that Oakland is fine. He was active around the field after he came out, probably just giving him a rest.
Like we talked about, he was in a battle for the quarterback. I don't think he did anything. I mean, he threw the ball, had the touchdown in the first half to Dylan DeShary on that go-to play. Don't know if he got nicked on a run or something that said, hey, because he carries the ball quite a bit. And the offense goes kind of as he goes, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but Dutchtown's feeling much better about themselves than they were last week. And, I think similar to last year, though, after the Covington game, it kind of turned their season around and gave them a chance heading into the rest of the season. And you got to believe you can beat Carver. You got to believe you can beat Live Oak and Walker in the next 3 out of 4 weeks that Dutchtown plays.
All right, Pat. Well, I know you want to go see Griffin Girl Addie out there perform, so I'm going to give you a break, and we're going to go to the Dutchtown Sound, and I'm always grateful to have you along for the broadcast.
All right. Thoroughly enjoyed it, my friend.
All right. See you next week as we're going to cover Ash at East Ascension. Wonder if Raquel's out there. Yeah, I think I see her out there. There's a homecoming queen in the band. Yep. So she's going to be active out there tonight. So here comes the band.
The Dutchtown Sound is under the field direction of drum majors Christian McDowell, Katie Parody, and Gabe Rodriguez. We open tonight's performance by presenting our 2023 competition show entitled Wednesday the 13th. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dutchtown Sound. Next, we feature our Griffin girls as they perform to the Stevie Wonder song, Signed, Sealed, Delivered. The DUTCHTOWN Sound and the Griffin Girls. We hope you have enjoyed tonight's performance. Color guard captains are Kennedy Jarrett and McKinley Snowden. Color guard co-captains are Rachel Dixon and Brianna Johnson. Griffin Girl sponsor is Linda Palajo. Griffin Girl leaders are Captain Anna Barrett, co-captain Tori Petrie, and Lieutenant Captains Alexa Perkins and Addison Abbott.
And so that will conclude our broadcast tonight. The DUTCHTOWN Sound and the Griffin Girls. And I want to point out, as Patrick Email pointed out to me, the entire DUTCHTOWN football team stayed to watch the band. And that's always a great thing to see, as everybody supporting everybody out here at DUTCHTOWN High School. So that's going to wrap up everything. DUTCHTOWN defeats Covington on homecoming night, 38-0. And we want to thank and congratulate Raquel Velez for being crowned homecoming queen at DUTCHTOWN High for 2023. And we'd like to thank everybody, William Mullenberg, Luke Richard, Aiden Westerhouse, Darian Balthrop, and Linsdale Pikes for helping out as interns tonight, and did a great job as always. And I'd like to thank Rev for that opportunity to help us out. So that's going to wrap it up. Next week, Coach Email and I will be at EA for Alexandria versus East Ascension, and our other game of the week will be Opelousas at Santa Ma. Jimmy Frederick and Coach Schwack will be out there for that one. So that's going to do it. Thank you, Coach, and thanks to everybody for this great broadcast tonight. That concludes everything. You have been watching the Rev Game of the Week.